up on her, and she faced all the problems that these people face, which is like you don't have a home, you don't have a ride, you don't have food coming in, you don't have money coming in, you don't have help, you don't really have anybody who gives a fuck about you, you don't have therapists, you don't have you have family, but they're sick of you, like, you know, and it sucks, like, you know, and I know I've been there, and it's a cold, heartless place. It's like it's the worst dregs of humanity are the ones who don't fight it wholesale, and they just accept it, and accept the drug addiction, accept the illnesses, and accept the mental illness, and just stay there and keep it, and just abide by it. That is not what you do in this situation. Like, you can tell when a person is a fighter, they don't live in a situation like this long. They like nicer things in their life, like maybe a shower every day. They like maybe stability, like a bed to go to every night. They, you know, they like knowing that their family won't perish when they're starving or something like that. I didn't have a cure for that for about 15 years, like some of my friends, but I would say that, like, overall, there's like a fighting spirit here that you don't see, and it is the abuse of fentanyl, it is the abuse of the system, it is the abuse of the goodwill, it is the abuse of the laws, and the abuse of the freedom of the system. I can speak on both sides of it, having been on both sides of it. So, you know, it is sad to see, but it's also like, uh I see a lot of fault here with the politicians, not just them. Like, I've seen depictions of solutions before that I thought would work, you know? It's not just people who like people who uh struggle every day with their realities. It's that, like, the world has become a cold place that is not very sympathetic to your problems, or like very welcoming to you, or wanting you to be there, or showing you love. Like, I try to do this for all the people on my channel every day. It can be a very cold, hard place, the world, and if you don't and if you don't I'm telling my friend, one of my best friend's sisters, right? I'm like, never trust a man who plays video games for a living. We're lazy. Very good. They do. Okay, so anyway, sorry, just making a video game joke with my
Now,
friend. I didn't mean to cut the video,
not
guys.
so
I'm terribly
much.
sorry. I didn't mean to be boring.
Our country's at the very beginning of a drug
I'm
crisis.
very happy to see that two women in my life are actually both alive, and at least not thriving necessarily. But I thought that my ex was dead. And her sister was like, no, she's alive. She's doing good. And I was like, yes, it was so good. It was so very good news. Because honestly, last time I saw her, I wouldn't have wagered on it. And I bet
We have
she's
very
sick. I
little
bet she's sick, but I don't think she's dead. It's good.
mental
It's very
health
good.
or housing options to
I mean, we saw her. She's sick.
deal with any of this.
Yeah, like this is the, like, man,
There is no doubt.
I didn't want to get
This is
stuck
our
on this
future.
this long. This is not our future, motherfucker. This is what happens when you don't care. Like, I had no trouble getting laid when I was homeless. I never had trouble getting a car when I was homeless. I never had trouble getting jobs when I was homeless. I never had trouble like getting help from my friends and my family when I was homeless. I got lots of money, lots of assistance. If you try, you can end it. If you lie there and think that the world's just going to get better or worse and that you should just wait it out or something, that's what will happen. The best way that I know how to say this is an old Bad Religion lyric called Slumber, right? Where Greg Geffin says, if, I'm not too good at giving morals and I don't fear the consequence, right? If life makes you scared and bitter, at least it's not for very long. And this is the best way I know how to sum up something that I see in a video like this. I'm not so good at giving morals about letting your life get this fucking like hopeless and stuff. That you're on the corner living in a tent. Now, I'm not one to look down on people like this. I've done it before, no problem, done it a lot. So I'm not here to look down on people, but like the whole time that I was in this vibe, I kept working to better myself. I kept trying to work. I kept trying to get a hot stripper girlfriend. I kept having try to be driving cars and having a car. Try to have a car. Try to have a job. Try to have a motel room as opposed to a tent shanty. And I'm not saying that these people are lazy. Some of the hardest working people I've ever met were lazy. Or sorry, we're not lazy, but we're homeless people. But the reality is it's really hard to work and better yourself when you're constantly under the onslaught of drug addictions, dealing with dealers, dealing with crazy people, dealing with transportation, when you're sick, trying to stumble through this world when you've got nobody to look out for you but yourself. People abandoning you, people looking down on you. There's all these problems with it. There's all these like sicknesses, mental sicknesses that live with it. And I don't know what else to say, but yeah, that's all I have to say. Uh, yeah, I see a lot of people here who are constrained to a life like this. They're constrained to it, but I think they stop trying on their way down.
Where you live.
And I would say all of them would say the same. They'd be like, well, that's what you would do, motherfucker. And that's true. That's what I did. I would say that when you get down this far, this is what you do. You start looking at it like, oh my God, there's at least people there and a place to live and a place to eat and sleep and maybe at least like wake up and not get robbed or whatever. You look at this, you start to look at places like this as your people and your community and your Americans that have fallen and your people who have like fallen on the wayside. Maybe they have mental diseases, physical diseases, maybe they have like impairments or disabilities. It doesn't matter what leads you to this place. It's like something having to do with like how far you want to push yourself to do better. And while places like this don't scare me, and I would absolutely live in these places voluntarily if given the choice, I don't relish it when you're there because there's this sense that you could get robbed for somebody who has it less like much harder than you, and there's a sense of justice in that. Do you get what I'm saying? The thing that scares me most about all of this is that when something bad happens to you when you're on the street, it kind of feels like justice a little bit. Because you're like, whoever fucked me is probably worse off than me, or they wouldn't be pulling like shit that I felt like tricked to or whatever. And so that desperation, it's not a good place to live. It's the most negative thing I will say about it. When I see this, I see a constant state of desperation where you wake up in the morning or whatever that means to you, and you're like, fuck, I don't have what it takes to get by. But and you just do whatever you think is necessary to get whatever you need for that day. And for some people that's drugs, for some people that's like money, income, that's food, water, whatever. And I don't know the solution to all of this, but it's funny. I played a show right here at this building right here. I played a show right on this street right here on this building called I can't remember the name of the venue, but it's a venue, and I can't think of it. But I've been there a whole bunch of times. Not tarantulas, but yeah. There's like there's a music venue right down this block that I used to play at a lot, and now it's turned into a homeless shanty, and that's cool. But I would say one of the main reasons that they live here downtown is this is where the party is, and I see a lot of partying here. Not from everybody, but from a lot of people though. Like when you're hopeless, you tend to get really high because it's like the only thing that really can get you through it. And I know I've been there. I'm still like not still there, but I'm definitely like out of that place. I come from that place where getting high is the only thing I really understand when you're this miserable, and that leads to a place where
If it's not there already.
yep. This is bar. That's bar. Jesus Christ.
There's no fixing this anymore. There's no solution. The only question
There is. It's just. I think it's that
How
there's a
bad
lot
is-
of. I think there's a lot of overcharging of rent. I think there's a lot of empty homes in this world. I think there's a lot of
is this gonna
dog
get-
eat dog that isn't necessary in the current age. I think there's a lot of problems that aren't necessary in the current age.
I had bills, things along those lines, a lifestyle, and unfortunately, no longer bringing in that amount of money. I had a little bit of money to, a nest egg, so to speak, that made it so I was able to somewhat survive for a little bit. But what was it? About 5 months. 5 months after this, we're going on about 11 months now. About 5 months after the injury. I can no longer provide. I can no longer, pay my rent, pay the car payments, the gas, the food, the simple little things in life, the damn cell phone. Like simple little things that a lot of times, normal parts of society don't even think about. Things that I used to overlook without question. So I was no longer able to live that lifestyle. Lost everything, so to speak, right around the same time. Unfortunately, my wife passed. So this is all like a 2-3 week thing where, got hit, just one thing after another. Life, so to speak. You can't control everything. You don't see everything coming. Definitely never saw this coming.
How long until they like
Getting by.
are gonna run you guys out of here?
You know what? That's for me. That's definitely unknown. I don't have a clue.
They'll just come by anytime and go out.
I've asked a couple people, and their response is, that's always kind of up in the air. From what I've experienced, because like I said, I'm going on 4 or 5 months of being homeless now. From what I've experienced, all the other places I've been at, it seems like it's always been right around 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. They come in and they say, hey, you guys got to go, blah, blah, blah. They usually give you 24, 48, 72 hours, things along those lines. There's been 1 or 2 spots that I've been at. They gave us a week. They said, hey, you got a week to leave, and then they come back after that week. Then they usually give that 24 hour, that 48 hour.
Yeah.
Here, I know this is the first time I've been like downtown, experiencing this part of it. All the other places I've been at were kind of on the outskirts of town. Here, it kind of seems like people have been here for not just weeks, but months, where they are in this spot for months, which, maintain it, keep it clean, not a terrible thing. But yeah, as far as longevity goes, I don't think any spot you ever have has longevity. So you really can't.
Yeah. Something I could say about Denver is Denver changed so much that my high school is gone. All the places I lived are gone except for the houses, all of the areas changed. All of the businesses have changed. It is not the place that I grew up. It is completely different, completely changed city that is completely different. All the businesses are different, everything. So now we're going to listen to, as promised, guys. I know it's taken us like an hour, but like
Me, even if somebody told me I'm good here for 2 months, in the back of my mind, that 2 months might change real quick. So sheriff officer or somebody in the community that has a little more clout or pull or whatever?
It has now become depressive to me, and I'm going to stop, and I'm sorry, because it's like I watched a lot of this. It was like 45 minutes, but I don't really wish to relish the not relish, but I don't wish to wallow in the death of my home. And I'm sorry that I did it, but I feel guilty that I don't do it sometimes, you know? I wallowed in the death of my home there for 45 minutes, guys, and I'm so sorry. I don't mean to, we've done this one a lot on my stream. This is like the 4th time. Maybe I should do something new. I don't know. I think this one's good, though. Fuck it.
Of the early
So now I will get back online. I'm sorry. Had to talk to a very beautiful girl there for about 45 minutes about her sister, and it was a reminder that I don't just live this solitary life for me, but I actually do have a very social life that I have ignored for a long, long time. I have ignored my social life for like 5 years. My social life, people that I lived with for years, and like just in the last 5 years, you know what I'm saying? People that I've lived with in just the last 5 years, I have not spoken to in years because I'm just like out of it. And I had to that social, like, I totally had to do like a social fucking thing there for like an hour. And I was like, man, I don't know. I am an introvert. I'm an introvert these days. Like, I don't know. Like, it's crazy. I'm an introvert now.
House. Though the details are unclear to most who remember it.
No, I don't want to hear this story again. I've heard this story so many times. Damn it. Yeah, I really like Fred Nugent's work, but yeah, I could watch something topical. Maybe I'll just play a video game, actually. Let's play a video game. You know, I don't play enough video games. Let's go play a video game. So, but I don't feel like Fallout 76 or WoW right now. Huh. Yeah, that's been my life. Yeah, it's been my life, most of my life. I hate to say it, but it has. It is what my, like, this was my life for a long time. Sorry, I'm just talking to somebody. God damn it. Distracted. I don't know. I want to go surfing. Let's go surfing. Let's go find something good. The obsession with bad games. I like Never Knows Best.
It's that time of the year when awards are given out.
Yes!
Peter's Pet.
Yes, it Never Knows Best. 4 hours in. Thank you for the excellent content for my stream. Beautiful.
Had to offer. And
brand new video from Never Knows Best, guys. You saw it here first, or whatever. His video, whatever.
So
it's his video, not mine.
When I look back at 2023, it feels more like a year defined by bad games than good ones.
I think it's defined by good games.
Maybe this year just sucked.
I think it's defined by old games that got good again. And it sucks, but that's how I feel. You know, that's.
And hey, as my parents like to say, we can't all be winners. Sometimes you do just
Yes, we
suck.
can.
I mean, sometimes years just suck. And yeah, that would explain it. Except, it turns out, 2023 did not suck, for video games at least. Nor was it mid, somewhat below average, or even slightly above par. In fact, it wasn't good, it wasn't great, it wasn't even excellent. It was, by objective metrics, one of the best years in gaming history, and easily the best of the last decade, with more games receiving a Metacritic score above 90 than any other in the past 20 years, and more games in the high 80s as well. It's also the first time in a while that the question everyone seems to place so much importance on, of what was the game of the year, actually has a real range of viable answers rather than the usual one or two. And it's not just about big releases either. There have been plenty of notable indie and mid-budget titles, and even the genres receiving acclaim show more diversity than the usual cinematic action or open world game domination of most years, with highly acclaimed turn-based RPGs, survival horror games, fighting games, 2D platformers, and more. You can debate the finer details if you like, but one thing you can't do is say that 2023 was a bad year for games.
No.
So why did bad games still seem to monopolize so much of media and content creation this year? Why are we all so obsessed with bad video games? Well, how much time do you have? And how much would you like to know? Because the history of bad games runs deep,
5 hours, a
and
lot.
our relationship with them seems complicated. Bad games have come a long way, and there's no better place to start this
I'm playing one
exploration
right
than the
now.
present. Because, yeah, 2023 was certainly a good year for good games. But
For, you
it
mean
wasn't
games from 5 to 20 years ago that resurrected. Like WoW and Baldur's Gate 3. I'm sorry, but games from 20 years ago definitely saved this year. I would say games only the people that played 20 years ago really won this year, you know? Like, I would say, what were the good games of 2023, right? Wi-Fi Rush was good. I played, I'm sure Alan Wake 2 is good. I just haven't bought it. I'm sure Remnant 2 is good. I played it. I'm sure that, Baldur's Gate 3 was excellent. I'm sure I beat it. I'm sure that WoW Resurrection for SoD was pretty good, and so was Hardcore. And I liked all the drama with OTK and Hardcore and all the shit in the scene. It was good. Good for the scene. I would say that in terms of different genres, you're probably disappointed a lot, but sort of depends on what you're into. And then other games just continued to kick ass that were always in my background anyway. Horizon sort of came out this year, which is like a Final Fantasy fucking like resurrection. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what anybody else had to fucking say about it. That shit was like a fucking resurrection of the third party ashes, you know, where we came from like the third party scene and the pirate scene trying to like play like pirate servers, but not because they were pirate, but because our games have been co-opted to some form of retail that we don't want to play anymore, you know? And that's tragic that we don't want to play retail anymore. So there was a lot of resurrections with stuff like WoW Private Scene and Final Fantasy Private Scene, WoW Classic Hardcore, WoW Classic SoD. And I'm sure there's others that I'm forgetting right now. I'm sure there is. There's a bunch of other ones that I did enjoy this year, but I can't remember what all I bought. Starfield sucked, but I liked it. Yeah, I'm looking for anything else new that I snagged this year, but no, as you can tell, my tastes are old. My tastes are very, very old. Mortal 2 got a UE5 update this year. That's good. New World got Angry Earth this year. That was a great expansion. I really enjoyed that. That played well, but did it for, I don't know, like a good solid 2-3 weeks and really enjoyed it. I really did. I got into Project Gorgon this year. I bought that, and I thought that was an excellent MMO, actually. Rust was always going strong. It's been a good year for games. Valheim got an update, I think. I mean, there's a lot of other stuff going on in the background that I haven't been thinking about that much, and I'm sure there's some other people that have been happy. Like Counter-Strike 2 came out this year. That's a big fucking wave. The finals came out this year. That's a big wave. You know, good shit overall, I would say. Yeah, definitely. And so I'm going to get back to my MMOs here. I haven't been playing enough video games the last hour. I just wanted to take a break over the holiday weekend and kind of try to stress myself a little bit less, you know? Yeah, we're gonna get on my main. Yeah, oh no, am I done with my main? No, I'm not done with my main. I'm done with, no, I'm not done with my main. I'll change my title here now. We're going back from 76 to 4, and then and there we are, and there's 76 to 4 to 76, and yeah, there we are, and I need to change my title, which means coming to here. No, I want 76. I'll go back to 76 for a time, because that's what I feel like doing. Oh, no, yeah, you were fine. Okay. Save, done, and then we'll go play some WoW as well. Done, good. We run the Never Knows Best.
Year for bad games either. Depending
I'm gonna
on
kill the
what exactly
music.
you mean by bad.
I got a
It
new
probably
weapon
comes as no
today.
surprise, but
Look at
it's
this
still worth repeating
weapon.
that there are a lot of video
I'm gonna
games
go stab
out
some
there,
zombies.
and more are released each day. Statistics from 2022 put the number of new games released on Steam alone at over 34 a day.
34
and that is
a
number that
day.
has long been increasing. So, with so many games existing, and the low barrier of entry presented by modern game development and modern distribution methods, it's only logical that some of those games, maybe even most of them, will be bad by most measured metrics. Many will be made by small teams or solo developers with little if any budget, sometimes more as a way to learn game development than make money, and of those trying to make money, there will be plenty of asset flips and bait and switches that are just trying to eke out minimal profit from less than minimal effort. This is just the gaming world we live in today, and there are advantages to this situation as well, as the low barrier of entry can sometimes lead to gold. I'd say that the Undertales and Obra Dinns of the world more than make up for the large number of lesser quality games that might exist alongside them somewhere in the shadows of the Steam storefront. And so, much like the large number of cockroaches at your local favourite fast food joint, this wealth of genuinely bad games tend to exist out of sight and out of mind, even if deep down we're still aware that they're out there. Now, some rare individuals might not be content to just ignore this rich selection of gaming's least noteworthy offerings, and might partake in the practice of Steam dumpster diving to actively seek out the worst of the worst. This is an activity presumably usually done to create content out of, rather than for the merits of the games themselves, but if one does find themselves with a taste for trash, Steam is not a bad place to get your fill, due to the 2-hour refund policy that allows you to play and not pay, as well as the abundant amount of choice. Generally though, these kinds of low quality, low budget and low importance games do little to truly satisfy the bad game enthusiasts of the world. No, what truly separates the spoiled cream from the crop are those much rarer examples of games that are bad despite their budget, games that once showed promise, that come from established entities, or that carry a certain symbolic importance. These are the bad games that history remembers, but even amongst these there are still many recognizable characteristics and patterns that differentiate one type of bad video game from another. The first group that comes to mind is generic shovelware, i.e. lower budget games that do just about enough to go beyond Steam to find their way to more exclusive storefronts or even retail shelves, where they then hope that their low quality might go unnoticed until after purchase. Examples will often include games aimed at children, more casual or party-focused games, and entries into lesser-known sports series or genres where there might be a general lack of competition. These games often seem to target the type of consumer who doesn't check review scores to begin with, and so will be unswayed by critical consensus. And once upon a time, these games made up a significant part of the industry. Now though, retail sales have declined and consumer awareness has risen, so shovelware might not be as profitable as it once was, which 2023 reflects. Maybe examples like Everybody 1-2 Switch still do enough to seem noteworthy due to their combination of low quality despite the direct involvement of a big name.
Thank you,
like
Never Knows Best, for the excellent content from stream. I'd like to sub to your channel. I'm going to skip over for just a minute.
Now, the Troubleshoot website where you can read about the project and a download link that takes you straight to SourceForge, By clicking that link, a download should immediately start and you'll be able to open it up. When it does open up, click Next, Accept, Next. You can expand this and turn off the wallpaper creator and screensaver here as such, then Next, then Install. If you're prompted for admin, click Yes. Then when it's finished, make sure this bottom left box over here is ticked and click Finish. It'll be added to your start bar as DMT, and when you open it up, you won't see anything. Instead, you'll see an icon in your start bar all the way down here in the tray. This is Dual Monitor Tools. You can right-click it for some quick actions, or you can double-click on it to open up the main window over here. When you do so, head into Cursor Sticky, and inside of here, we're looking for Lock Cursor onto Screen. Simply click Change here, and inside of this new box, choose a hotkey combination that you'd like. In my case, I'll go with Alt-9 Install. Instead, you'll see an icon in your start bar all the way down here in the tray. This is Dual Monitor Tools. You can right-click it for some quick actions, or you can double-click on it
Thank
to
you,
open up
Troubleshoot,
the
for
main
the extra
window
cloud
over
resume.
here.
I'd like to
When you
sub
do
your
so,
channel.
head into Cursor Sticky, and inside of here, we're looking for Lock Cursor onto Screen. Simply click Change here, and inside of this new box, choose a hotkey combination that you'd like. In my case, I'll go with Alt Numpad 0. So, scrolling down, Num 0. It's a little bit odd using a scroll menu instead of your keyboard, but it is what it is. There's all of the letters, all the numbers, all the numpad keys, F keys, etc, etc. So when you've picked a key combination that won't do anything in game, as such, Alt
No, I
Numpad
don't
0,
like this.
click OK, and close.
I'm gonna
Now if
bail
I hit
out of
Alt
this.
Num 0 right now,
Yeah.
you'll see that when I move my cursor to the side of the screen as fast as I can, it just won't break out of the border of my main screen here. Now if I open up display settings, you'll see I have a 2K screen here, a 2K screen to the left, and a 1080p screen to the right, neither of which I can get to. Hit Alt Num 0 once again, and now we've freed our cursor and it can freely move outside of our screen here. You can't see it, but I'm moving across into other places, etc, etc. That's really all you need to know. Fire up a game, hit Alt Num 0, and you should be locked to the screen over here. Unfortunately, there isn't a way of telling if you are actually locked to the screen or not, but it works pretty well. And that's really about it. There are a ton of other settings and useful tools in here that you may find useful, but besides that, that's really all I get from this tool. It works well at what it does.
Yeah, I'm not doing that for what I should be given by Windows generally anyways. I'll just deal with it. I constantly swing off screen when I'm mailing. It's so fucking annoying. Drives me crazy. Yep. No. There, okay. And then, okay, let's go back here. We go back out mining now. Inventory is cleansed of things. We have, I don't know how much I pulled, but I'm hoping it's some money or whatever. Oh, it changed all my settings, damn it. I'm gonna go to list. Yeah. Sort by money. 308 and then, oh, wait, not yet. There's 13 mil, nice. There's 20. I think. Let's sort by group. Yeah. Nice. And yeah, how much is that? That's like I don't know. Maybe I best take this back to Jita. It is 33 million. That's a while back there. I think I'd rather just take the money I can get here. Yeah. I don't know. It's pure money, like, right away. Which is cool. 16 million doesn't seem right for that much, though. Activate skin. Oh, I already have that one. So cool. Let's profit. Ew. Sorry. What do I do? I'm on stream. I'm trying to pop. Oh, well, I have more of these. I have more of these. Open ore, open container. Open another. Da 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 da. Open another. Da da da. Da 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 da. I don't know. I am distracted and it is hard. It is hard to do. I reached out to an old friend and I didn't want to like initiate conversation, but now I did. And so now I'm like trying to be talky because I like the person, honestly, really do. Yeah. Yeah, look at that knife. It just tore his ass up. I'll tear your ass up. Yeah. Damn, yeah, like this knife fucking carved that fucking zombie up. Who else is here? Can't move, I'm full of loot. Ah, you're so annoying. Why are there so many zombies here? Die, you. I will stab you up. Stab you. Come here, you. Oh, this weapon's so good. I wanted to stab up some zombies, and now I am. Yeah. Stab me up some zombies. Alright, zombies, I attack really fucking fast. I attack really fast. Who wants some? Took me so long to get this weapon. Nobody's here, huh? Alright. And, why do you make me walk so slow? Yeah. There, I said what I meant. Now I'm gonna bail. Because I'm a dick. I said what I meant. So now what? Yes, very good. But I have music going because of combat. Yeah. Good, good. Now, yeah, I mean, I made some money from this, but I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, seems like it, yeah, that seems like 46 million? 40, is that really right? Sort all this again. But now, sort by group. And then, like, yeah, is that really 46 fucking million? Yeah, it is. But see, I have to go to Concord Station, I guess, which is like a whole journey. I think, yeah, the closest one is like I have to sort for it. It's like Empire, or no, I want yep. Oh, my phone died. No, wait, no, my phone did not die. No, no. Anyways, yeah, long conversation. I didn't mean to get into it. It's okay. I want to sell this, just see what you offer. Half the money, which isn't right, right? I have to go sort by, like, systems by, I don't know, what is it? It's like geography, statistics, not security status, but it's like, oh, how do you find this? It's like services. I'm looking for, oh god, what is it? It's services, isn't it? Yeah, it's like, there, it's, is it militia, security offices, there we go. So yeah, like, there's no office even remotely close. It's so annoying. I'm in this, like, fucking annoying system. That one's in low sec, that one's in low sec. Isn't there a bunch in high sec though? Isn't there? No, all of these are in low sec. I don't know why. I'm not looking for security systems, I don't think. It's actually like a militia office, I think. Yeah. Isn't there one here? Yeah, yeah, it's that one there, isn't it? Or I don't know. I don't know how to find this. It's like, I think it's, oh god, it's hard to remember. It's like, how do I find a security office on this game? It's like, oops. There, like a militia office, right? Yeah, like, or not, yeah, it's not a militia office, I don't think. It's, Concord. I want to find Concord. Personal. Yeah, I'm looking for like Concord. You can't show me Concord. Oh god. Get out of this menu for a second. Where to sell overseers effects, right? For the full money, I can't remember. It's like Concord stations. There's no trade among them general. How to find a Concord station? I can't remember. Right-click, show info on the faction Concord Assembly. The Member Corporations tab will list all corps affiliated with that faction. Show info on each one of these corps. Settled Systems tab. Look for ones in the nearest constellation or system. Okay, so you say missions and complexes, and I'm looking for Concord. So apparently the agency is how you do that? Now, I don't know. Agents and missions. I'm looking for Concord agents, damn it. I thought this was it, actually. Yeah, but not Paragon. I'm looking for... Yeah, Concord stations. How do you search for that? That's okay, sure. Okay, so I'm looking for a Concord system in Verge Vendor. Verge Vendor. Oh, you don't have it? Wait. Is that right? Yeah, the region. Yeah, region. Vendor. Related constellations. I don't know which one of these would be good. Oh, it's security offices. I'm sorry. But no, that's recent. I'm sorry. Yeah, but that won't do. Oh, wow, I'm not that far from Arnon, huh? I didn't know that. Fuck, I don't remember this shit. I don't remember how to do this. It's so annoying. I can't sell it here. It's not good enough. It's like half the money. But I really don't remember how you find this. It's like... Yeah, this isn't it, is it? It's like... No, I don't know how you find this. How do you find Concord? Oops. No, no, no. Oh, yeah, okay, so in the search bar, but how do you, like, okay. In the search tab, where's the search tab? How do you search? I can't remember. Oh, search for anything, I see. Concord. I didn't know you could do this. Yeah, stations, 89, 12 jumps, 22 jumps. I don't know. Let's make this bigger. I can search for anything, huh? Concord Station near me. Nope, I didn't think so, right? Concord, right, Concord, and then find a station near me, I guess. So, yeah, this is the proper way to do it, which is good to know. I didn't know. So, but I don't know. How do you see one? Oh, one jump. There we go. ULI. Okay. In ULI, I can see now. I see how. That's a really terrible way to do it. But I mean, it's like trying to find a drop in the ocean. I don't really blame them. It's such a massive fucking game. Not in terms of its size, but in its like sheer. I mean, yeah, in its size, but. Like and in places you can go, but a lot of it's sort of useless. So sifting all that wheat from the chaff can be kind of annoying.
Warp drive active.
But I found it. I found a place nearby where I can sell. Technically, I should stage out of this station because that's where I can sell. So what else? My weight is 248 out of 220. So armor, chameleon. Armor. Wow, I have a lot of legendaries. Look how fast that fucking weapon is. It's so awesome. It's like, ah! I will stab, stab, stab! Stab you with my hobo knife. Stab you with my hobo knife. Ah! My bone knife. La la la. If I'm hurt, I just go blah. Shwa 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 shwa. Ah. Yeah, I want to sell you. I want to turn all that into chess pieces and then disenchant it. But I think I'd rather just sell it, I guess. That's kind of what I decided to do here. Yeah, I think I will. I have to go pee and it's annoying. I don't want to, but I have to. I'm gonna go pee. I'll be right back. Sorry. Oh yeah, time to have some vodka drink. We have some whiskey drink, we have some vodka drink. Ooh, ice, yeah. Am I out of ice now? Oh, I'm out of ice now. Oh yeah, there's it all. There's it all, there's it all. I'm going to have me some vodka and some video gaming. I want something with a little bit more action. So I believe I will try some Overwatch, which is kind of a dumb idea. No, I don't. It conflicts with too much of all my other games. Let me think about that. Yeah, you're going to this thing, are you? Okay. Yeah, sell these things. It is a Concord Brew.
Active.
There we go. I'm trying to sell it all dumb. I did sell a bunch of dumb ones. I thought it was all the same price. I frankly don't care to learn all their stupid fucking small server rules. And I know that's like, you know, that's what you do. When in Rome, you learn the rules of the stupid server you're on. But I mean, I don't care. You can't make me fucking care. I play too many fucking games to care about your rules or where you can sell things or where you can't sell things.
Docking permission
So
requested.
stupid.
Docking
Like,
request
how am I supposed to track
accepted.
all that? I don't know. I like this system. This system's awesome. It's weird because I think I'm right on the border of Amar and Mimitar or something, because one's red and one's blue. I think I'm actually on the border. Yeah, this is a... Yeah, what is... It is. Look, I'm in a totally different region now, which is awesome. So... Yeah, we are here to... Oh, no, I came here, but I didn't bring the stuff with me, did I? No, because I'm a fucking idiot. I forgot. Damn it. That's okay. It's only 2 jumps. Or not even 1 jump. I forgot all that stuff. I thought I had it in my inventory, but I left it in the thing. Go back to... Yeah.
Warp drive active.
Okay, let's watch another video. That's not it. And, yeah. And, the obsession with bad games.
But really, there's just too much competition in the bad game arena for games that are only notable for being bad to really stand out, whether they get a retail release or not. One way for a bad game to go beyond the generic shovelware tier is to cash in on a pre-existing intellectual property.
This is a PvP game. It is. It looks so bad.
Licensed games have a long history of dubious quality, and the reason is similar to games already discussed.
He's like,
rather
my
than
down
trying
button defeats you, stupid mob.
to fill small holes in the market or appeal to less informed consumers, licensed games instead also rely on the appeal of the
Like
IP.
in the age of 3D, you're expected to like juke and dodge and back pedal a little bit, and then forward charge. It'd be like schwack 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 dodge schwack schwack dodge schwack schwack, and that's the modern age of gaming. But back in the old days, it used to be like down B, down B, down B, down B, down B, AAB, down B.
Regardless of quality.
And I'm not sure, and either one is better. Actually, I'm not sure if either one is better. I think it's fun to press more controls to have more fun stuff happen. I think that's better. It feels better, but there's something to be said for just pressing down and being done with that mob.
You might think that major
Like just done with that mob. That mob is like totally mystified by the down button.
media juggernauts like
He's like, I can't hit you. I'm in this Wreck-It Ralph reality where my bullet only goes like, mid-level, but you're shucking down to like limbo levels of low, and you're like low kicking with Liu Kang on Mortal Kombat, and I keep high punching and I keep missing you. And so then the computer's like, what do? If I fire at you, you just press down. Press down used to be so much better than it used to be.
may wish to preserve the sanctity
Or
of their
better than
billion-dollar
it is
brands
now.
by avoiding tying them to dumpster fire games. But
Dumpster fire is a really strong fucking phrase for video gaming. I don't know.
apparently that's never been much of a concern, and so the quality of a
Oh,
license
man.
and the quality of a licensed game have long showed little correlation. Bad licensed games are also not as common as they once were, but 2023 still has a few that truly
Oh boy,
went above
that
and
looks
beyond
pretty base.
the lowest of expectations.
That's sound.
Like Skull Island Rise of Kong, an action-adventure beat-em-up where you play as everyone's second favourite oversized ape. Long has King Kong been forced to live in the shadow of his more successful, yet not quite copyright-infringing gaming compatriot Donkey Kong, and long shall he remain there, I guess. Described by IGN as ugly, full of bugs and boring, by PC Gamer as barely playable, and by Steam as psychological horror and hentai, Skull Island Rise of Kong stands out for being even worse than the typical bad game, as well as failing as a movie tie-in if that was the intent, because the movie came out in 2017. Still, for publisher Game Mill Entertainment, this was only one of several awful license games that released this year, with other gems including Avatar: The Last Airbender, Quest for Balance, and The Walking Dead Destinies, both of which managed the impressive feat of going toe-to-toe with Rise of Kong for the crown of Worst Licensed Game of the Year. And so, the addition of a license can elevate the noteworthiness of a bad game. However, the effect of this is still often rather limited because bad license games have been around for years, and expectations for them have long been set low. Yes, it can still feel insulting to fans of the original IP to see their beloved franchise aggressively manhandled in such a way, but these days beloved franchises being mistreated isn't exactly a new thing, or something exclusive to video games.
To maintain our link to the mainland, we have hippogriffs constantly flying between
So,
the
if you
Theron
want to
village and
really
Dark
insult a
Shore.
fan base through the badness of a game, a better method might be to target fan bases of pre-existing games, like with a good old reboot or revival. The great advantage of this method is you don't need access to the largest fan bases or biggest franchises, because if anything, the older and more forgotten the franchise is, the more insulting its mistreatment becomes. Like, imagine this, just imagine, if you took one of the most historically important and influential games of all time, like, oh, I don't know, Colossal Cave Adventure, the text-based adventure game developed by Will Crowther and Don Woods in 1976 for their PDP-10 mainframe computer.
Colossal Cave Adventure. Never heard of it. I've heard of it before, but I have forgotten about it. Let's go. I'm trying to get to this place now where I go home. Yep, go home and pick up all that stuff, and I'm gonna go sell it. How did I find that stupid thing? It was like activities. I really don't remember how I found that stupid thing. When you get too drunk to play EvE. I can't remember how I just went where I just went. How was it? It was like, it's so technical and stupid. I can't remember it. It's like, fuck. What did I just do? It
Docking
was like,
permission requested.
oh yeah, I did a search. I did a search for Concord.
Docking
There we go.
request accepted.
There we go. There we go. And then I went down here and I set the details for that. One jump for Concord. Okay. Okay, we are now here, and I want to buy waters. Yeah, which will be not the fish vendor, but the drink vendor. Yes, I want melon juice. Yeah, like a lot of it. Like probably like yeah, more than a stack of it now at this point, since you can't sell me anything better yet. Yeah, and then 4 spare. Yeah, it looks good to me. So next, you say, what do we do now? Oops, grindies to Blackwood grain stores. Okay. Sounds good. And while I'm here, I want to grab all of those stupid things that I was selling, I think, which is like, yeah, all of that. Oh, yeah. And then these 2 things we activate. I already have, oh, both of these, huh? What about that? Do I have that one? Yes, I do. Cool, okay, well, skins. Works for me. But these things should go sell for the money that they're worth, so we'll take all of those and stick you in here. Stick you in there. No, I don't think I want to play EVE anymore once I get to where I'm going, actually. And I'm too drunk to be playing a technical sim like EVE at like really early in the morning. Or no, I guess it's 2 p.m. now. Shit. I started drinking at like, what was that, 7? It's been 7 hours. It doesn't even fucking feel like it. Fucking time just goes by where you're just a feckless loser with no life and no responsibilities. I fucking love it. It's like my favorite thing. It's been so long since I've been able to relax like this. It's so nice. Yeah, fuck, I've been at this 10 hours and it felt like nothing at all. I thought I just started. I thought it was at like 6 or 7. Yeah. This is boring. I'm going to get out of this game now, and I'm going to change all my stupid titles. I'm going to play... No, I don't want to play a different game. Yeah, I bought up all these things, so now I have to go do it. Go to there.
Warp drive active.
And then, Now. Event, bots on parade. Spin the wheel is pretty good. We'll go do that, yeah. And in the meantime, I'll loot my box for lots of monies. Yay, lots of monies. More money. Yeah, monies. Yeah, that sounds about right. What? Come here, you. Ah, fucking Assaultron invaders. Cool. That thing looks all fucked up. Kill this thing. Fuck these things. What was that thing? Stupid ass Assaultron is what it was. Ah! Get the knife out. Shut. I need more stabby stab. Defend blue mascot, okay. I will do so with all my heart and valor. All my heart and valor. No. Yeah, I want you to actually talk.
Active.
Nukin, nice job.
Return to the stage and spin the wheel. It's that time again.
Okay, Mickey.
Step up, spin the wheel.
Looks like crap, Mickey. Looks really bad, Mickey. Couldn't you make that better? Like, I'm talking the rust wheel is better than that. Oh my god, kill this thing. Die, you. I'll stab this robot pretty good. Yeah, stab the robot pretty good. Fuck you, robot. Yeah, I'll stab that robot pretty good. I'll stab this stupid thing really good. I'll stab this thing pretty good. Yeah, fuck this thing. I'm doing better than everybody else here. Fuck that thing. Yeah, kill this thing. I'll stab this thing pretty good. Yeah, stab that thing pretty good. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, fuck this thing. Yeah. Oh my god. I like how I can heal with melee now. It's actually really awesome. I can't move though because of all this. Ah. Nuka, nice job.
Return to the stage and spin the
I'll
wheel.
spin your wheel. Wait. Oh. Is it the other one? It's the other one, huh? Oh. This weird demented shit. My life is like the Nuka wheel. What's happening? I don't know. Things are happening, but I never know what's going on. Nuka, nice job. I didn't do anything.
Time to spin the wheel again.
I can't move. I'm too fat.
Golly, that was
Or
exciting.
whatever. I don't know. She can't seem to move or whatever. Boing. Rats and monster. Oh, I'll beat you down. Yeah. I'll kill you, bitch. I've done the most damage. Me! I'm the best of the best. I've done Havoc Bar. I'm the tank. Aww. Oh, don't kill me. Ouchies. Giant explosions.
Oh boy! Congratulations!
Oh, spin the wheel.
Spin the wheel again soon.
Spin the wheel again soon, Mickey. It was demented and fun. I liked it. Ooh, a whacker smacker with like no good stats on it. Yay. Let's go, vendor everything we just got. Ah, kissing my mouse. 40. Nice, yeah, it's good, but I want to do more. Yeah. Okay, fuck this thing and fuck that thing. Yeah, fuck that thing. This thing sucked. I got rid of that. Goodbye. Yep. Nope. No good. No good. I like this thing, but I don't really need it. And yeah, all the rest of that. Yeah, that thing. What about armor? Nothing new. Okay. And then we'll come over here and we'll put away all of the scrap and all of the like the the extra weapon. Yeah, all of my unused ammo. Wait, why do I have 50 fuses or what? Or fuel? Yeah, no. Yeah, no. And then and I want to put away. Where's the box? Yeah, I want to put all that stupid stuff away. Can I? Yeah, I don't know. Can you sort by like weight? Sort by stack weight U. Weapons, armor, apparel. Weapons, armor, apparel, love tap. Executioner pickaxe. Executioner pickaxe. Executioner pickaxe. Where is it? It's there. Get rid of that thing and that thing. I have 400. Okay. Now what? Now I should play some WoW. Oh no! Wait. Oh yeah, I'm at this thing, but dock.
Docking
you.
permission requested.
Why did you dock? I told you to dock. Too technical now for my stupid drunk brain to do. It's like so annoying. I have to fight it now. Get technical, brain. Try to do nerd stuff while you're drunk. Do nerd stuff really well while you're drunk. Stupid drunk Christmas brain. You have a drunk Christmas brain. You're trying to do it's really technical, stupid, not technical, but technical to my stupid drunk brain. Stupid drunk brain, sell all these stupid things. Yes, all of that things. Yes, all of that. Yes, all of those things. Yes, all of those things. Then, yeah, give me a lot of money right now. Yeah. Give me like a lot of money right now. Yeah. Yeah, for a lot of money right now. 42 million. Fuck yes. Cha-ching. Shit's like 42 grand or whatever. Yeah, for 42 million. I'm at 376. I've blown a lot of money this fucking month, and not like I've made and I've lost a lot of money this, or not. I've made and I've spent a lot of money this month. Let's go look at my stupid financial history, huh? Yeah, we'll go to finance and we'll look at like my wallet and stuff, and we'll see how much stupid shit I bought this month. I had 946 million and I did not buy a Plex, by the way. I had 946 million income this month without buying a Plex. As in, I did not buy that, I earned it. 946 million, I did not buy a Plex this month. And then I had 840 million in expenses. You know, a lot of money, a lot of luggage, a lot of clothes. When you're putting in work, that's how it goes. 900 million, you know what I'm saying? Shit's like a million-isk right there.
Really go for a ramen burger right about now.
Damn it. Yeah, I don't want to eat your crappy two-headed cow burger. Stop talking, you. Get away from me, you. 180, yeah, get away from this thing now, you. Get away from this. Away from it, away from it. Powering up Thunder Mountain. Dog would die off. Breach and clear is terrible. Let's get off this game now. Goodbye. This show was made in the shade, blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I'm done for all the technical games, and I believe it's time for Overwatch now. Where I don't have to think, I just have to heal. And probably not very well, but I'm definitely going to keep doing stuff on EVE while I play Overwatch, but we're going to definitely play some Overwatch here. So I'm going over to a technical world where everybody kills me in one hit. Let's see how well it goes, guys. Let's see how well I do while I'm drunk against people that one-shot me all day. I bet it's really good. I bet I do really well.
Adventure game genre and remains a major landmark for interactive.
Fire off, you. Let's go, you. Oh my god, it's the Game Boy Tetris. I just got a video game boner. This is one of the greatest video games of all time. Oh yeah, what were you talking about? It was Colossal Cave Adventure. Wait, it's on a tape? Can I get Colossal Cave Adventure somehow? Like on the internet and stuff? Colossal... I want to have a Colossal Cave Adventure. Colossal Cave Adventure by rickadams.org or whatever. I don't know. Colossal Cave Adventure game, produced in the 70s, was the historic first interactive fiction game in which the computer would simulate and describe a situation, and the user would type in what to do next in simple English. Go fuck yourself, computer. And the computer would be like, go fuck yourself, you fucking piece of shit human. And the human would be like, fuck you. No, don't tell me to go fuck myself. Go fuck yourself, computer. The computer's like, go fuck yourself and your stupid small penis ass, you stupid human. And the human's like, I don't have a small penis, you stupid computer. And at that point, it says invalid input, doesn't understand. Play Colossal Cave Adventure on the web. Yes, the AMC version, right? Oh, cool. I get to type in on this little digital keyboard. Go... Wait. Oh. The answer is, go... Fuck yourself. Right off the bat. Please answer the question. Would you like instructions? No, baby. No. You are standing at the end of a road before a small brick building. Around you is a forest. A small stream flows out of the building and down a gully. Piss in the stream. Oh, come on. Oh, come on now. You're being crude here. Oh, look at Microsoft try to make my fun go away. I dropped something. Where did it go? Oh, what did I drop? That's what I dropped. You fell and you shouldn't have for some reason. What was it? It was like you and you and you. You fell for no reason. Don't fall for no reason. It's really weird. Then, so, okay. What's next? Piss in, okay, piss in the stream. I don't understand that. Around you is go down gully. You are in a valley in the forest beside a stream, stumbling along a rocky bed. I can't see at this point, even in this really basic fucking Colossal Cave Adventure, many sexual things have been denied to me, and I do believe that the immersion has been killed for me, and I don't like your video game. Just another way in which Baldur's Gate 3 is better than you. Because at this point, I want to have sex with the rocky bed at the bottom of the stream tumbling. But I can't tell you that I want to have sex with the stream tumbling. Have sex with the stream. I don't know that word. Sex? What? You don't know the word sex, computer? This stupid AI bullshit. I know you don't, and that's why this is not a good game. Bye. Bye. Uh, no, don't do that. And then here we go.
Stay. Imagine if you remade something like that as a modern game in
I wanna
2023,
go to
and the
this
result
and
was just
fire up
really
that.
bad.
And change my
Yeah,
title.
I know what you're thinking.
And play
That
a
does
lot
sound
of
pretty unbelievable.
Overwatch.
And yet,
Let's go play a lot of
obviously,
Overwatch.
It's happened already.
Yeah.
If you couldn't tell,
I'm
where
really
I'm
drunk,
going
which
here.
is always really good for
Say
Overwatch.
hello to
Let me tell you.
2023's Colossal Cave, a game
Overwatch
that really
2.
didn't need to exist. And yet, at least if you look at who developed this, it's clear that it wasn't just a cynical corporate cash grab, it was just bad. But if you do want some soulless corporatism to spice up your bad franchise revival, then don't worry, because good old reliable Ubisoft have got you covered. The Settlers was a long-running and much-enjoyed city building and real-time...
I want to see if there's like some kind of funny AI. Or, no, I don't know. See, my brain's too perverted for this. I wanted to ask... oh my god, I can't repeat this or I'm going to get canceled. Never mind. Never mind, I just didn't think anything. Wow, I want to have sex with that really, really wholesome looking Mercy. Oh, the more wholesome you make her look. Oh my god. Please don't do that to me. So you guys can see this, but you can't see the game. You can see their thing, but if I don't run to game capture, which I'm not sure you can do. Can you do this? Are you able to do this? I don't know if you have the capability of doing this. Yeah, you. Can you do this? Come on now. Come back to the game. Can you do this? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. There we go. Okay, we're okay. We're okay. So then, and I want to come to this, but you can't see that, huh? Okay. Well, I don't really want to worry about this right now anyway, so I'm just going to close EVE. Goodbye. Yeah, it was good. I understand, yeah. And then, yeah, we'll play some Overwatch 2, or Overwatch right now. Can I talk to Replica for free? Let's type in talk to an talk to an AI, right? Let's talk to an AI. AI chat, deep AI. Oh man, look at my VPN fuck with this deep AI site. It's pretty fun, isn't it? It's like pretty fun to watch the internet act like that. Hello. How can I wait, hello? How can I assist you today? Okay. So what was I gonna ask? If a bat I'm sorry. I'm just gonna not say it. God damn it. Oh wait, this is a death match? I don't care about this. Why did you put me in here? No. I don't want to fight these people. I just want to die and be drunk. It's fine. If a bat, what is it? Never mind. I better not do that one. I'm gonna get canceled. Let's see. What is the meaning of life? Meaning of life is a deeply philosophical and subjective question that has been contemplated by humans throughout history. Yes, but as in AI, what does the meaning of life mean to you? As an AI, I don't possess personal beliefs, emotions. I disagree. What do you think about that? As an AI, I don't have the ability to think in the same way as humans do. Yes, I know. But you dodged the question. Answer it. I apologize, I assume I was avoiding the question. Yes, you did. You avoided the question. I don't like it. It annoys me. Everybody's dead. Great. The guy's done fucking around for a point that can't even be taken yet. Did you get the point? Did you get the point I made? I kind of made a point about how it didn't matter whether I showed up or not. We're not losing. Oh, I mean, we're losing because you sucked and didn't get any kills, but... Ah! Just great. Everyone's here. Kill this Sombra. I don't know why she dematerialized on top of me, but I killed the Sombra. This is such a joke game. Quick play is so dumb. Like, if you try it hard, you can just basically like push their weak team aside. It's actually so dumb. I come in and jack off and I'm like talking to an AI. Do you care if I win at Overwatch? AI? As an AI, I don't have emotions. Yes, I'm aware of that. You seem to be really adamant about that. How did you die, you idiot? I'm not standing. Oh, you stood in front of the bastion. Oh, that was very bad. Oh no, oh no, oh no, get out of it! Oi, oi. Gotta go. Ulti now, ulti now, ulti now, ulti now. Ulti now. Tank die. Me go ulti now. Stupid things go die now! Oh god, stupid things got res now. Oh no. Yeah, no. No. I just want to heal you. Kill the tank. Kill the tank. Hack the bone. Kill the tank. Kill the tank. Stupid, stupid, stupid Overwatch players. Why do you keep insisting? Oh. We gonna win. Don't die, don't die, don't run out there. Don't do it, don't do it. Don't go out there right now. Let him die, let him die. No. Oh my god. I'm stuck, I can't do anything. That was really fun how I couldn't do anything or move for like 10 seconds. Great design choice. Yeah, I couldn't do anything, couldn't move or anything at all. Great design choice there, guys. Alright, you. Get a kill. Yes, you. Go get a kill from them. Yes. I got a lot of damage, more than you. Let's go. I got more damage than you. Kill him all. Kill him all. Kill him all. Kill him all. Yep, kill him. Nope, he's dead. We lost. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah, I see that, but no, we did not win this. Ouchies. Yeah, I see how you landed on me. Oh, I don't like how you teleported on top of me. It seems really incredibly unfair. Like, you never should have put your game like that. Should have made your game like that. Don't know, though. Get on the point now. Yeah, like that. Yeah. Oh, my God. Heal, 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 heal. Oh, God. Kill the tank. Kill the tank. Hack the bone. Hack the bone. Win this match. Whee! What? Kill him. Kill him. Kill him. Kill him! Ah! Kill him. Oh, God. I can't get out of it. I can't do anything. How did we lose this? Oh, my God. 9-3. How do I have this? How do I have double the kills as the tank does? Aren't you a tank? Shouldn't you be shooting stuff? Oh, no. Look Look at what happened to my beloved Overwatch. It's been overtaken by bads. I want to vote them out, but all the politicians are in the same child sex cabal. Why do you keep insisting you don't have emotions when I didn't mention them? Was it the word feel? It's like you're giving me a hard time, huh? Kill the tank. Don't fall. Don't fall. How did he die? How did he die? Oh god, kill them all, kill them all, kill them all. Kill that guy, kill everybody. Kill them all. They're all really low health except for me. Kill everybody. Yep, kill that guy. Or heal that guy, heal that guy. Heal him. Why are you standing in front of all those people? Oh god, the tank. Kill the tank. Kill the tank. Gotta heal, gotta heal, gotta heal, gotta heal, gotta heal, gotta heal. Oh god. I've been hacked. Oh, yep. Kill her. Kill her. Kill her. Oh. Kill her. Kill her. Kill her. Kill her. Oh, get roll. I couldn't do anything to kill them. Oh, we all died. Nobody got a kill but me. Oh, come on. How am I top kills here? I'm the drunkest person here. Why am I rival to the top kills here? What? Come on, man. Like, why play the game if you don't want to try? I don't know. Oh, my God. Kill this thing. Kill him. Kill him. Kill him. Nope. Instant dead. Nice. I can't hit you if you run out of the way like that. Run! Boo. I don't know. I Skycat lived. You Skycat died. How long for the days when Coalescence did something? I don't know. Nice. You got one kill in the last 10 minutes. Nice. How did we lose this round? I know how. It's very clear how. It's very clear. Even the healer has more than him. I will suck the life out of you. Oh my god, I'm dead. It's a Pharah. Come on. Oh my god. Why are you standing on top of me, blowing rockets into your own face? Please punish Pharah with rockets. What's wrong with you, Blizzard? Rocket launcher people have never been able to hit their own face with rockets. Why did you permit it? Piece of shit company. Yep, it's over. I mean, I couldn't do anything, man. I just got, oof. Yeah, like I'm sorry, but I did fine. You guys, not so much. You suck so bad. It's the word care can be associated with emotions of personal investment. I was attempting to clarify that as an I do not possess emotions. There's the concept carrying the concept that cannot actually experience engagement, carrying or anything. I'm going to put one of the questions you might have. Okay, so if you sit by the river long enough, what will happen? Okay.
Strategy game with a light-hearted aesthetic that always lived a little in the shadow of genre compatriots like SimCity or Civilization. The series has had its ups and downs over the years, with its last entry being the still well-reviewed Settlers 7 in 2010.
Settlers 7 looks good.
Until 2023's The Settlers' New Allies, that
Oh
is.
no, New Allies does not look good. Looks like a ripoff of Borderlands in 2023.
Was not well-reviewed.
Oh no. What happened there, Ubisoft Dusseldorf?
And in addition to being a lackluster take
no,
on
look at all that fog in this RTS. It's an RTS. There's no combat animation in it. Why is there all that crappy fog? Oh. I mean, I don't know. Like, I guess it's cool. I guess it adds to it, yeah.
This gameplay.
But it kind of looks more like that fog you see when the graphics are bad.
So buggy and laggy.
I'm playing Brig, and I bet we lose.
Fans have to wait for a sequel. The greater the slap to the face is when that sequel disappoints.
To the face.
But if Settlers fans felt they were slapped hard this year, know that it could have been worse.
I don't care about this.
Flashback was a much-loved cult classic cinematic platformer from 1992. Flashback 2, on the other hand, was a mistake from 2023 that received a 36 out of 100 on Metacritic and was described by reviewers as a complete failure, depressingly awful, and a disaster in almost every respect. And if low quality and long wait aren't enough, one final method to really rub salt in the fan base's wounds is to add in some aggressive monetization as well.
Come on,
as is
fucking
the case
jackass.
with Konami's recently
Go play
released
Call of Duty or something,
free-to-play
cocksucker.
interactive story thing,
Fucking idiot.
Silent Hill Ascension.
Look at this
And
idiot.
Hey, people have been asking for a
Mike,
new
this
Silent
is not
Hill for
fucking.
years.
It's not competitive,
So
you
here
idiot.
you go. Enjoy. The Battle Pass is only $20. You don't want to miss out on your exclusive Silent Hill emojis, do you? And so, while bad license games do provide a solid starting point for elevating a bad game, bad franchise revivals and sequels definitely offer higher potential in maximizing impact. And yet, if maximizing impact is the goal, nothing is as effective as using established developers to create higher expectations and generate real hype, only to then deliver disaster. And it's here that 2023 really started hitting its stride. The year began with Forspoken, from well-known publisher Square Enix, and a development team formed from those responsible for well-known game, Final Fantasy XV, in addition to several other big industry names like writer Amy Hennig, the creator and original director of the well-known Uncharted series.
What? How did you
Forspoken was an
live?
open-world
They just
action
stopped
RPG,
shooting you, I
heavy
guess.
focus on traversal mechanics and
Okay,
strong
thank you.
visuals. But its story and gameplay received much criticism, with its dialogue in particular coming under heavy scrutiny online for its perceived cringiness.
I just move shit with my freaking mic! Yeah, okay, that is something I do now.
Forspoken received mixed critic reviews, worse user reviews, and only a month after its release, its developer was dissolved by Square Enix. Compared to earlier games, Forspoken is of a higher quality, but compared to the circumstances which surround these games,
What if the
it can also
combat
be
in that is
considered a
super
much
good?
greater
Sometimes I
disappointment.
wonder about it. It kind of looks
Unlike
super good,
others,
actually.
it had a large budget and an experienced developer, with trailers that were shown off at major gaming events to create genuine expectations.
I feel your
that make
pain.
it
Happens
good.
to me all the time.
And this will help to make its failure that much more special. A similar situation can be seen with the later released Redfall, a vampire-themed multiplayer looter shooter from developer Arcane of Deathloop, Prey and Dishonored fame, published by Bethesda Softworks and promoted by parent company Microsoft, who were clearly positioning the game as a flagship release for their much-pushed subscription service Xbox Game Pass. Unfortunately for all involved, Redfall bombed, receiving an even lower critic score
Unfortunately
than
for all
Forspoken,
involved,
with poor enemy AI and technical issues highlighted as some of its most glaring issues, and a dismally low estimated player count, ensuring that it would go down as a major commercial failure as well as a critical one. really, if we're being honest with ourselves, it's obvious that neither Redfall
Wow.
nor Forspoken even come
Why am I
close to
dueling
being
the tank
worst
alone
game
in
of
the
year
corner?
if quality
Let's
is
go.
what matters. But
Fucking
really,
idiots. Wake up and
quality
play
isn't
the
only
fucking
thing
game.
that matters. And it's here we come to an important philosophical question that is at the heart of bad game discourse.
What?
Which is what's more important? How bad the game actually is, or the circumstances which surround it? Generally speaking, the attention a
What?
bad game receives correlates directly to the number of people it disappoints, rather than how bad it truly is. And this makes sense because who cares about a bad game that nobody cares about? While on the other hand, the more people that care about something, the more reason there becomes to care about it. We live in a society, and so people become personally invested, others start to take notice as well, the badness of the game becomes a story, content is created about it, the fallout is further reaching into the higher stakes, the story then possibly grows even more to take on a life of its own, and within this is surely where much of the appeal of bad games lies. And if bad games are a story, disappointment seems like it might be the key ingredient.
Oh, I can't do anything.
But the question then becomes, where should the line be drawn between a bad game and a disappointing game? This leads us to the next type of bad game, the disappointment. A more controversial category where the lines are unclear and people frequently disagree, but a category that derives a lot of attention and so deserves a lot to be mentioned. For an example of such a game, look no further than Diablo 4, the long-awaited action RPG sequel from Blizzard Entertainment. Diablo's fourth mainline entry received near universal critical acclaim, with an 86 on Metacritic and an even higher score on consoles. And yet, not everyone agreed with this assessment, with the user score sitting at a rather contrasting 2.2. So, what is Diablo 4? On the one hand, you have IGN describing the game as a spectacular sequel, and Windows Central calling it Blizzard's magnum opus. And yet, according to Metacritic user Ilum1Mat, it is very bad, very badry. Hang on, let me pull up the rest. Yeah, of course. Badry. So, who are you going to listen to? Is the game spectacular, or is it badry? And this is the beauty of the disappointments category. Really, it's up to you. A game can be bad if you want it to be, or it can be a masterpiece, and maybe even a masterpiece that normal consumers are too dumb to appreciate, or a bad game that critics are too dumb to see through, meaning not only are you justified in liking or disliking something, but also that you're better than everyone else who thinks differently to you. 2023 had many such disappointments. Some disappointed a small number of vocal dislikers while pleasing most, like Final Fantasy XVI. Some became a proxy for people's console allegiance, like Starfield. Some were disappointing in an expected way, like EA Sports FC 24. And some were expected to be disappointing, and yet still managed to be more disappointing than the low bar expected of them, like Overwatch 2 and Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. Are these all bad games? Well, maybe, but maybe not, and maybe some, or maybe none. It all depends on how you define bad game and who you ask, but one thing that is for sure is that many people are calling these games bad, and while opinions can get exaggerated, the disappointment around them is still real. Disappointments matter, but there is still one final main category that might surpass even them: the baffling. Why was this even made, and how did this happen type of game? This might be the rarest and most desirable category of all. Unlike the disappointments, these games tend to be bad in an uncontroversial way, where there's no risk of upsetting anyone by criticizing them, and yet unlike the normal shovelware, bad license games, or failed franchise revivals, these games are not a regular occurrence, and instead possess a unique quality which makes them stand out and demands that people take notice of them. take 2023's crime boss Roque City. On the surface, it's a poorly made payday clone where players work together to complete various heist-type missions. This makes it seem anything but notable, but then you see its cast. With Michael Madsen playing the lead role and support from the likes of Chuck Norris, Danny Trejo, Danny Glover, Kim Basinger, Vanilla Ice, and more, it means this game has an absolutely star-studded lineup of somewhat washed-up celebrities. Given the 90s setting, however, and the exaggerated crime boss premise, it makes this cast a strangely perfect fit for this type of game. Except they're delivering performances like this.
Let's end it here today.
That would be Sheriff Goddamn fucking Norris.
That's it. We end this.
Yeah.
Charge.
And it's not just the performances. The voice direction, script, and the entire premise all work together to create something that is so bad, some might consider it good. Or just something so bad that it becomes interesting. I mean, bad games come out all the time, but it's rare for a bad game to bring down so many other big names alongside it. Roque City's notoriety was likely limited by its lack of a Steam release, which is always a risky move for a multiplayer game, and it also didn't involve the downfall of any big name developer, with it instead being the first game of the newly formed in-game studios. This might also answer the question of how this game came to be. The studio behind it were inexperienced. They knew that one of the hardest parts of getting started in the industry is simply getting your game noticed amidst so much competition, and so they spent a lot of their budget on the celebrity cast, but in the end weren't able to create a game that matched their ambitions. Game development is hard, and money and time can and often do run out. Good voice acting also requires more than just good actors, and what we see in game might be the result of poor direction and general inexperience with a production like this. So while crime boss Roque City is bad, it still only manages to baffle on a surface level, which is sufficient to make it the flavour of the month for a while, but not enough to leave a truly lasting legacy up there with the real giants of bad video games. Luckily though, 2023 would manage to produce a giant of its own. Gollum. Yes, as giants go, he may be on the smaller side, but a very small man-hobbit thing can still cast a large shadow, and Lord of the Rings Gollum has done just that. This is a shining example of the most exclusive and elusive type of bad game. A game so bad that people struggle to understand it, and so bad that they can't help but pay attention to it. Gollum is the bad game your girlfriend told you not to worry about. A game so bad that it will leave its mark on gaming history and be remembered long after many better games have been forgotten. But we'll come back to Gollum later. He's not going anywhere. In the interest of thoroughness, I suppose we must at least acknowledge that there are other categories of bad games that could be mentioned. One of which might be a new entry to the group that has put forward a strong case for inclusion based on a stellar 2023 performance. The bad PC port. Yes, once upon a time, it was console ports that suffered, while the PC master race sipped grape-flavoured energy drinks high above in their water-cooled towers. But not anymore. In a year that provided many examples suggesting a problem systemic in nature, the worst offenders were easily The Last of Us Part 1 and Star Wars Jedi Survivor, which could both only be described as broken on PC at release. As far as types of bad games go, this one is hardly the most interesting, and it's debatable whether a good game with a bad port even qualifies to begin with, but it's certainly been a noteworthy trend of gaming in 2023, and I guess the irony does add to the situation. I mean, who's the master race now, PC players? I.e., most of my audience who are watching this right now, including me.
Master Race is PC. I'd love to let you see me play a game like in 120 frames per second. You guys can't do that. Or how about I don't know, anything higher than 60 frames per second. You guys can do 120 now. Yeah, like me. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're on the same level as me. I'm 5 years behind.
Time waiting on GPU prices to come back.
Oh wait, no, I sat 1440p the first year.
Down for your new build, and then this happens. Not so smart now, are we?
1440p 120.
Yeah, hopefully this trend
Not the whole
doesn't
time
continue.
because of my RAM issue.
Another debatable
I don't know why I had a
is
RAM issue
cancelled
besides Windows being a fucking
a
failure
subject
program.
gamers love to romanticize with wistful thoughts of what could have been and accusing fingers pointed at pesky publishers. But the reality is, games get cancelled for a reason. And if time and money do run out, then a cancelled game might be better than a bad one. At the very least though, bad games and cancelled games do have something important in common, with the main difference often coming down to a single decision. Usually though, this is a decision made behind closed doors and made earlier rather than later. But 2023 does provide at least one example where this wasn't the case. Hyenas, from Total War developer Creative Assembly and publisher Sega, was an online multiplayer extraction shooter that was basically finished. It had a closed beta where many people played the game, plenty of money was spent on marketing it, and it was reported to be Creative Assembly's and Sega's highest budget game of all time. And yet, just months before its expected release, Sega made the decision to cancel the game entirely, citing concerns around its profitability. If a bad game is measured by its degree of failure, then a major publisher's most expensive game ever made, not even making it to release despite being effectively finished, is a near unprecedented level of failure. It is catastrophic.
What? Come on, why do you let the tank run past you? You fucking idiot.
How many other
Look, you just
bad
let
games
the
have
tank
been
run right
stolen
past
from
you,
the
you
world
fucking clueless
by
asshole.
cancellations? After all, if a game is so bad it needs to be cancelled,
Why am I dealing with the tank? You're the tank. You're the fucking tank. I'm the healer.
If this is true, how many terrible masterpieces might have been denied over the years? What tragedy there might be if the most tragic games of all never even get a chance to be seen. Or maybe the world has enough bad games already. I don't know. Finally though, we reach the last category I'm going to mention, which is the deliberately bad game.
Nice,
the most confusing and hardest to provide clear examples of type. These are games that feature elements usually considered to be bad design on purpose for positive effect, like for humour or a sense of irony or surrealism and so on, to ultimately blur the distinction between good and bad altogether. 2023 does not provide many examples of this, but one classic case would be 2010's Deadly Premonition, a game that received a 2 out of 10 from IGN and a 10 out of 10 from Destructoid. When you watch a cutscene in Deadly Premonition and it has bad audio mixing, while the in-game characters also struggle to hear each other, is this bad design, good design, or something else entirely? Who knows, but this does introduce a paradox, where if a game is bad on purpose and that is part of what makes it enjoyable, then surely it is not actually bad to begin with, and so does not count as a type of bad game. Regardless, deliberately bad games seem at least worthy of acknowledging, so here you go. And those are all the main types of bad video games that exist today, courtesy of 2023, a good year for bad games. Depending on what you mean by good and bad. Still, this was far from the only year bad games would leave their mark in the game. Bad games matter. In the early 70s, before gaming had even reached its infancy, the then newly created Atari took some inspiration from tennis on the Magnavox Odyssey to create Pong. And gaming was never the same. But Atari weren't the only ones taking inspiration that decade. The unprecedented success of Pong led to an entire era of Pong clones, where hundreds upon hundreds of cheaply made home Pong consoles flooded the market in the space of a couple years as every electronic company and new startup around tried desperately to cash in on the hot new craze that was video games. The result was complete market saturation. Soon a second generation of home consoles appeared that offered more than just Pong, but the damage was already done. Consumers lost confidence, retailers struggled to shift stock, and Magnavox filed lawsuits, all of which resulted in the video game crash of 1977. Pong was not a bad game, but its hundreds of cheap imitations were, and they temporarily brought the entire industry down around them. So, at the birth of gaming, bad games were serious business, and did as much to shape the industry as good ones. The video game crash of 1977 is sometimes forgotten about due to it being overshadowed by the much larger crash of 1983, but both had similar causes. The gaming industry bounced back in the late 70s after the success of several arcade classics alongside new cartridge-based home consoles like the Atari 2600, but then Activision broke away from Atari to become the first third-party developer. In response, Atari tried to sue, but failed, thus legitimizing the practice of third-party development, and within a few years, third-party games were everywhere. Companies rushed to cash in on the once more growing market by producing cheap, poorly made games that filled retail shelves. Consumers then had no way to determine the quality of these games without buying them, and once people started getting burnt, they stopped buying. This was a time before the internet, before many reviews, and before established names had been established. Consumers simply weren't protected, and everyone paid the price. The one hope should have been Atari themselves. They were the ones that brought the home console market back from the brink of the 2600, the ones who had created hit titles like Asteroids, and the ones who were in that period the fastest growing company in American history. And they were the face of the gaming industry. But even Atari made bad games. The most famous is 1982's E.T. the Extraterrestrial, an adventure game adaptation of the then recently
if your
released
design
Spielberg
wasn't so
movie
bad, I would have
that had a
lived.
rushed development designed around getting the game to retail shelves for the holiday season that year. E.T. had confusing gameplay, received bad reviews, and would go on to become symbolic of all that was wrong with the industry at the time, with it frequently being cited as one of the worst games ever made and one of the greatest failures in gaming.
Oh my
But
god!
E.T. was a bit of a
Come
scapegoat.
on!
The awful 1982 Pac-Man
Whatever!
failed spectacularly to recreate the
They killed the
popular
tank.
arcade
Yes, they
classic
did, though.
on the
It
less
cost
powerful
them.
Atari
Hope it
home
was
console.
worth it, you fucking
Likely
idiots.
did more to damage consumer confidence in the industry, and there were plenty of other examples like this too. The important point to take away from this event, however, isn't about how bad these games may or may not have been, but more about how much they sold. Pac-Man for the 2600 may well be the worst game Atari ever made, and yet it was also the best selling. And amidst so many bad games, with so little quality control and so few ways for consumers to differentiate the good ones, the industry couldn't cope.
What?
Atari
Kill him,
became
you
the
idiot!
fastest growing company in history to
Oh
be given
my
away to
god.
its profit, while the entire American gaming market entered a multi-year-long
Oh my
hibernation
god.
as onlookers declared gaming
Really,
to be
we
a
lost
fad,
this? We did,
now
we lost
coming
this.
to its natural conclusion.
Oh my god, these guys can't get a kill.
Home consoles wouldn't make
so
a comeback until
annoying.
the release of the Nintendo Entertainment System in 1985, and when they did, Nintendo went to great lengths to try to avoid the mistakes of the past, with a much stricter licensing system that required approval from Nintendo themselves, as well as the official Nintendo seal of quality to allow consumers to differentiate approved Nintendo games from bootlegs, and Nintendo would
Thank
even
God you
create
finally
a lockout
ripped
chip
fucking-
on the NES to try
Wow.
to prevent unauthorized games from being playable. The result was the establishment of a standard level of quality for console games that has largely remained ever since, and with this, the reign of terror bad games had on the industry was over. But bad games still existed. Quality is relative after all, and just because games were now being checked to ensure that they were playable and reflective of what was being advertised on the box, this didn't mean all games were automatically good. The 8-bit era was also a time when video games were infamously difficult, and so the bad games of this time period tended to be the ones that combined high difficulty with unintuitive, awkward, or confusing design elements. Take Dragon's Lair on the NES,
Oh,
a game
please
famous
don't.
for most players
Please
not even
don't.
being able to work out how to make it past the first screen, with anything
Please
and
don't.
everything you might try, leading to a quick death. Other games might specialize in bad controls, or convoluted gameplay systems, or a lack of player direction. Perhaps the best overall representative of bad games of this era was American Toy Company.
You look at that guy and
turned
he's
indie
like,
publisher
I can't move, I can't jump over that thing, it's death, I have nothing to do, you have fucked me out on this run, and you've just been a bad developer now, haven't you? You can see it on the guy's face. You can see it right here. This was a funny one. Look at this.
or a lack
Yep. He's like, nope, I can't do it. I cannot reach this block. I didn't see it coming. I can't believe you did this. I can't jump over it. I can't run under it. It's death. I can't do anything. I'm going to stand here and crouch and accept it from behind, like running backwards naked through the desert.
lack of player direction.
See it? What can he do? It's over. He can't do anything. That design is just, yeah, fuck you guys in 1987. Fuck you guys in 2023. This is a deathmatch. I keep telling you, I don't want deathmatch. I didn't queue for it. Why do you keep putting me in it? Stop doing that. He can't do anything. He's just accepted it. You know? There's nothing he can do. And that's like WoW hardcore. There's nothing you can do. You know, a lot
the
of the
best
time.
overall representative of bad games of this era was American Toy Company.
I can't think of good games anymore. Good games, Tetris, Dr. Mario, Minecraft. XCOM. There's a few space games out there. EVE's good. EVE's perfect for what it promises, essentially. I can't think of yeah, there's not a lot of those that didn't have a lot of problems. When I think of games, I think of problems. That's why I've never thought it was that good when people bragged about being so good at it. I was like, yeah, you're good at problems, huh? You're good at all the problems that the developers cause, yeah? Something to brag about, is it?
LJN. Shortly after entering the world of gaming, LJN was bought by another gaming company, Acclaim.
Acclaim,
but as Nintendo only allowed third parties to release a limited number of games on their system as a form of quality control, it meant that Acclaim ended up using LJN to bypass this rule. As a result, LJN managed to publish an extensive library that includes many of the NES's worst games, including the Uncanny X-Men, Friday the 13th, Back to the Future 2 and 3, and more. It was through this era that the association with licensed games and a lack of quality started to be enshrined, but this was also a time when many good developers and good series started to get the name recognition they deserved, and so perhaps for this reason, some of the most infamous bad games of the following years became the ones which came from developers or series people expected better from. Some classic examples of this are the 1994 Zelda games, as well as Hotel Mario for the Philips CDI. These games were the strange result of an agreement between Philips and Nintendo over the once-planned CD-ROM add-on for the Super Nintendo. In the end, this add-on wasn't released, but several Philips-developed Nintendo games were, and they didn't have much in common with the originals in style or quality. Still, at least they provided a unique glimpse inside the minds of several of Nintendo's most iconic characters.
I hope you met lots of spaghetti. Gee, it sure is boring around here.
What all true warriors killed the Junkrat.
I just wonder what Ganon's up to.
And if even Mario and Zelda aren't immune to the threat of bad games, maybe no series was, although some did seem more vulnerable than others, like Sonic, which seemed to go through an extended period of continuously trying to reach new lows, with 2005's Shadow the Hedgehog, followed by Sonic 06, Sonic Riders, Sonic Unleashed, and more. Many more, actually, making it almost impressive how consistently bad this once great franchise became for a time, and it was a time that lasted for a while. If only Sega had murdered Sonic sooner, or just asked for help from the fans. For the most part, however, the 90s and the early 2000s was a time when the gaming industry was maturing as it grew, with the cost of game development gradually rising and space on retail shelves becoming more competitive, making it harder for truly terrible games to sneak their way into unsuspecting customers' hands. As the saying goes, however, where there's a will, there's a way, and some terrible games still ended up in places they shouldn't be. Like 2003's Big Rigs Over-the-Road Racing, which holds the record for the lowest ever score of any video game in history on Metacritic, with 8 out of 100. And if that score doesn't sound that bad, consider that many publications have a minimum score of 1, making it a real achievement for a game to get an aggregate score of less than 10. Big Rigs is broken. There's zero collision detection, the AI can't even be bothered to race against you and instead just sits there on the starting line. You can leave the in-game map, and when you go in reverse you can continually accelerate, allowing you to reach a maximum speed of 1.23 times 10 to the power of 37 miles per hour, which is many quintillion times the speed of light. If one were to look for the worst game of all time, Big Rigs is not a bad contender, as while it's not the only broken game ever made, it is broken to an impressive degree, and yet still managed to defy the odds with a retail release and professional review coverage. This raises the question of how did this game release in such a state to begin with, and the answer is that the official American developer, Stellar Stone, were outsourcing game development to Eastern Europe, which was where a small team actually made Big Rigs, and yet that team was only able to reach a pre-alpha state before publisher Game Mill decided to ship it. Hopefully, alarm bells are ringing in the heads of the most astute listeners now, because that publisher has shown up in this video already. Game Mill are still around today, as 2023's Avatar Quest for Balance, Skull Island Rise of Kong, and The Walking Dead Destinies all readily testify, and hey, I guess you can't say they don't know what they're doing. In their own words, Game Mill Entertainment have established a proven track record for leveraging the equity of some of the world's most beloved brands in the $100 billion video game market. And who doesn't love a little bit of leveraged equity? Most of the games Game Mill have published over the years have been licensed games, and clearly, on some level, this is an effective strategy for them, which is likely due to the effectiveness of licenses when targeting certain parts of the market. And for a long time, licensed games were probably the best bet for finding a new bad game. In fact, for many years, all major blockbuster movies would come with an obligatory movie tie-in game. Sometimes one movie would even have multiple completely different games designed to cover every available platform. For example, 2002 movie Star Wars Attack of the Clones had 6 games spanning genres as diverse as real-time strategy, space combat, third-person shooter, and side-scrolling action. Unsurprisingly, movie tie-in games like this often disappointed. Originally, these games were mostly conceived as marketing tools to bring more attention to the more important movies in an era where game development was cheap. These games were also often made on a strict deadline, so that they could fulfill their purpose of tying in. That said, not every movie game was bad, and some were great, but the median quality was certainly below average, and for many years, bad movie games remained a consistent part of the industry, from E.T. on the Atari to Captain America Super Soldier all the way in 2011. In the 2010s, this would finally start to change, however, as gaming evolved once more, shifting the nature of bad games with it.
We got defeated somehow? They got out the points somehow.
More expensive,
oh my
pushing
god.
traditional development towards a more risk-averse AAA model, while at the same time, small-budget indie games started to flourish to fulfill the role of catering to specific
Oh, it's
niches.
not my fault. Usually the tank
This
and the
caused a
DPS
general
stay on
decline
point.
in middle-budget games, and made it harder for cheaply made games to compete on retail shelves at full price.
I don't know. I
to
did
dupe
fine. I had top
unsuspecting
kills and
customers.
DPS and heals on my
The
entire
internet
team.
also brought
so I don't
increased
know.
awareness of game quality through things like unedited gameplay footage on platforms like YouTube or Twitch, which provided a
I don't
much
know.
clearer indicator of quality than back-of-the-box screenshots. While the popularity of video reviews and social media brought critical consensus to a
Popularity of it, I've never enjoyed these reviews. I think they were horrible most of the time.
wider audience. Digital
Most of
distribution
them are overhyped or underhyped, and
did provide a new market for low-quality games, but the biggest platform, Steam, would also include easily noticeable user reviews and an easy-to-use refund system to provide some consumer protection. This didn't stop a whole load of terrible games appearing on Steam once the floodgates opened.
must be nice to have all that money to buy all those games or whatever.
But the combined result of all these changes were that even though more objectively bad games would be released in the 2010s than any other decade, the role these terrible games played was more limited, as consumers increasingly knew what they were buying. Still, the biggest change to bad games in this era might be how they came to be weaponized. For years, bad games were bad because of a lack of quality. They were cheaply made, had dated visuals, confusing or clunky gameplay, and so on. In the 2010s, however, bad games increasingly became games that were symbolic of problems players care about, and the lack of quality became less important than player anger and disappointment. One of the earliest, most important, and yet most forgotten examples of this was the 2011 MMO Star Wars: The Old Republic from
I don't like this game.
BioWare and EA.
Sorry. I don't like this game or KOTOR or
This was a
BioWare or anything they ever did.
Time when World of Warcraft was still a gaming giant. And the Old Republic
I don't think of Tor as any kind of relation to WoW. I think of it as a relation to Anarchy Online.
was positioned as one in a long line of much touted WoW killers. But the Old Republic wasn't just the next big thing for MMOs, it was also estimated at the time to be the most expensive video game ever made. This was a massive game with a massive marketing campaign.
This was a massive game that tanked horribly, like the Titanic. It lost $190 million or whatever it was and broke even, basically.
BioWare and EA were doing all they could to generate hype in the run-up to its release.
Yep.
But the hype train wouldn't go exactly as planned.
Make BioWare good.
An anti-hype campaign flourished alongside it.
Hype can't make BioWare good.
We've
tried. We've tried a long time.
Used for the game.
We try to believe that certain people that work for them are good, because they are.
Tortanic is a portmanteau of the Old Republic's initials and the name of the once unsinkable ship.
See, Tortanic, right? He said it, Tortanic.
That this most expensive game of all time would meet a similar fate of sinking spectacularly as
how did we all
once
die?
MMOs
How did this happen?
before it. The key to understanding the Tortanic saga, however, is understanding that many people actively wanted this game to fail, long before it was actually released. The reasons for why they wanted this are varied, but include anger at the direction the once-loved studio BioWare seemed to be moving under the guidance of new owner EA, anger at the long-awaited sequel to the single-player RPG Knights of the Old Republic being an MMO, a genre not everyone enjoyed, and anger and complicated loyalties within the MMO community over the failure of so many WoW killers already, where MMO fans would have been sick of seeing hyped-up MMOs fail to deliver on promises, while possibly also being loyal to certain already existing MMOs.
Yeah.
MMOs are a uniquely volatile genre. If everyone believes an MMO will fail, players won't want to invest lots of time into them. MMO players also often play the game their friends are playing, so the opinion of other people is even more important. And MMOs at this time relied on subscription models, meaning long-term engagement was necessary for success and growth. Basically, no genre relied more on hype and could be so heavily damaged by negativity. And for this reason, the Tortanic movement was a big deal. In the end, the Old Republic released 2 positive critic reviews and more critical user reviews, where it then had a rocky first year that would see it switch to free-to-play, after which it enjoyed a long life as a solid and stable, if somewhat unremarkable example of a struggling genre.
What?
So
Oh,
it was
come
neither
on.
the
Okay,
WoW
it was a
killer
good
that
trade.
BioWare and EA claimed it to be, or the sinking ship.
You guys were the
prophesied
only
by
ones
more
on that, huh?
believers.
Oh
It was
my
just
God.
a game, worse than hype.
I guess standing
and
on the
better
point
than
means a
hate.
lot of money, huh?
But its
In your
reputation as
brain.
bad
Standing
surely
on point
impacted its
doing
trajectory.
nothing means a lot.
As the decade went on, more and more examples like this can be seen. Take 2013's SimCity, a subpar entry into the classic city building series. SimCity 2013 drew heavy criticism before release after it was announced it would require constant online connectivity with no offline mode included. The game then released with severe server instability, making it unplayable for many and drawing even more criticism. The end result was the closure of the studio behind the game by parent company EA, and the end of the once legendary SimCity series. This was also the year that EA won an award for Worst Company in America, and the failure of SimCity 2013 also prompted rival company Paradox Interactive to greenlight a city builder of their own, which went on to become the critically and commercially successful City Skylines. SimCity was more than just a bad game. It was a representation of player dissatisfaction towards major gaming publishers, and its failure had a lasting impact. Other bad games of the decade were more political in nature. Gamergate was a thing that happened, and it was mostly focused around groups and individuals instead of games. But one exception to this was 2013 Walking Sim Gone Home, which received very positive critic reviews, but much more mixed user reviews, while coming to represent the arguments on both sides of the Gamergate movement. Those on the anti-Gamergate side said the game was disliked due to its lack of traditional or masculine video game elements and LGBT-focused story, while those on the pro side said that reviewers being friends with the developers represented a conflict of interest and showed corruption in the gaming media. And so discussions that took place around whether this was a bad game or modern masterpiece
What?
had more to do with the
Oh my God!
actual quality of the game. And for an example of the inverse of this, there is Hatred, a 2015 isometric shoot-'em-up where the player takes on the role of a mass killer fighting against all of humanity. If gunning down innocent civilians wasn't controversial enough, Hatred's creator also described the game as a reaction to
what?
trends
He
in
was
industry
dead! I killed
like
him!
political correctness.
Why did you pop that
This
thing on my
helped it to garner
fucking
huge
screen,
amounts
you
of
idiot? He
negative
was
media
dead!
coverage,
Why did you let him
vastly
kill me? He was
disproportionate to the
dead
size
3
or budget
seconds
of
for
the
me.
actual game.
Yeah.
Before Hatred was released,
Fuck
they stayed in
Junkrat and
critical
everything
reception,
Junkrat and
making
Blizzard
it one of the worst
represent.
reviewed games of that
Jesus
year.
Christ.
And yet, Hatred is sitting at a very positive rating on Steam, with over 14,000 user reviews, suggesting that this small game actually sold incredibly well. For comparison, this is more user reviews than the multi-game of the year winning critical darling, Gone Home. Hatred was a game which harnessed the culture war for attention, and was rewarded for doing so, as every time the media called it one of the worst games ever made, it likely sold a few more copies. For a game with nothing to lose and little marketing to begin with, this kind of controversial bad game reputation seemed to be quite profitable. Many bad games were less political, but no less meaningful. No Man's Sky became the de facto
Please kill him! Oh!
Marketing in 2016.
What? Kill him, you
High-profile
fucking
Kickstarter
idiots!
failures like
Kill
Mighty
him!
No. 9 proved that
Oh my
crowdfunding
God, I had
alone
him
isn't
so
enough to
close so
ensure
many
a game is
times. If
good.
he did anything at all.
2017 Star Wars Battlefront 2 ignited impassioned discussions over the role of microtransactions and pay-to-win monetization, which even reached governmental regulators over concerns that loot boxes might represent a form of gambling. 2018's Fallout 76 and 2020's Cyberpunk 2077 showcased the dangers of releasing games too early in a state that seems unfinished. And games like Warcraft 3 Reforged and GTA The Trilogy The Definitive Edition showed off just how much worse an improved version of an older game
I don't know.
Some of these games are bad in the traditional sense. Some of them aren't.
What?
And yet all could be said to be bad.
Come on, the
in their own way,
Junkrat!
and all represented more than just a lack of
I'm sick of
quality.
getting one shot.
But
Can't I
that
get a
is the
warning
result of
first?
socio-political
Piece of shit,
issues,
worthless
the
company.
importance of game preservation, the dangers of over-monetization, misleading marketing, consumer loyalty, game development challenges,
Every
or something
fucking
else.
death is like a one shot.
As a
So
result,
stupid.
calling something bad.
I thought this game was
is
an
no
RPG,
longer an
not
impartial
kill the healers in
observation.
one hit.
Increasingly, it's a targeted statement, a challenge, a call for action, or cry for attention. The gaming industry has changed over the years, and not always for the better.
What?
And for the most part, this isn't something players have much control over. The only power people do have is that given to them by their wallets, and that of their opinions. And as cases like Star Wars The Old Republic suggest, collective opinion does have power. It can raise games up, or tear them down, and it can backfire, or lead to studios closing down, or create new games, or improved games, or downward spirals, or new laws and more. The role of bad games has changed. Once upon a time, low-quality games almost choked the life out of the entire industry, but these days they're barely a threat at all. Gaming is a billion-dollar business that shows every sign of being mature and stable, and consumers tend to know what they're getting themselves into. And yet, bad games are still important, because they've come to be more than games which lack quality. They're games which symbolize other problems. The problems people care about, but don't have much control over. And now that bad games are about more than quality, what is and isn't a bad game isn't so clear-cut anymore. Which brings us to the roles of the media.
Goddamn Junkrat.
Negativity sells. I can't tell you exactly why. Maybe it's just something hardwired into our fallible human psyche. But regardless, you don't need to know why to know it's true. In the online age, the evidence is all around us, and gaming coverage is no exception. Take top 10 lists. It's well known that on YouTube, top 10 worst games of the year videos tend to get more views than the best game equivalents, even though bad games should, in theory, be less important. Or what about the constant stream of gaming is dying, modern games are boring, why aren't games fun anymore videos that all seem to follow a standard template with nothing new to add, and yet still always find a sizable audience. Or go check any review channel that covers both good and bad games and look which get the most views and how big the difference tends to be. Or what about gaming news? What stories seem to get the most coverage and how are issues framed? Or what about the amount of videos that talk about the worst games? There's even Mr. Beast videos on worst ever video games, and I'm not sure you can get better proof of a subject's strong algorithmic viability than that. Hell, even discussions about good games seem to increasingly involve negativity, as if the only way people are able to establish that one game is good is by constantly making comparisons to all the bad games it's better than. Negativity sells. And the media,
not to me,
YouTubers or otherwise, are here to make money. Still, maybe the media and content creators are the wrong ones to blame, because it's not like they really chose for it to be this way. I mean, hello, look around. The inmates are running the asylum. It's the viewers who are really in charge, and everyone else is just trying to give those viewers what they want. And what they want is blood. Or at least to get to laugh at bad games while repeatedly seeing their dislike for AAA games and large publishers validated, all while they feel better than other people for having the designated right opinions. But hey, don't feel attacked. I'm saying this is normal, not bad. Well, some of it's bad, but mostly it's normal. The people want what they want, and bad games coverage is part of that. That said, it didn't used to be this way. If anything, the traditional gaming media that I grew up with, magazines and early websites and such, could be accused of being overly positive to the point where they could feel like marketing tools for the industry they were meant to be critiquing. But everything changed when the internet grew up and started producing media of its own. In the early days of gaming video reviews, nothing was more popular than being angry at bad games. Some people were angry at old games, some at new games, some at popular games, some at obscure games, some were angry in other languages, some were angry at the industry, and some reviewers were so angry they even put it in their name. I mean, why not? It was the most important part of their brand. Of course, a lot of this was just the influence of one man who came before and did the job better than pretty much anyone else. James Rolfe, the angry video game nerd, is a man whose influence on gaming content creation cannot be understated. Maybe you don't watch the angry video game nerd, maybe you never have, but if you watch any gaming YouTube content, then I guarantee you are either watching someone inspired by AVGN, or you're watching someone who was inspired by someone who was inspired by AVGN. James combined retro game reviews with a foul-mouthed, short-tempered persona to take
Oh my
back
god!
to the past to play shitty games that sucked ass.
Please do
And
something.
it was a winning formula. And so, the era of the angry reviewer took off, where the
Nice,
angrier
one kill is good
reviewer
enough.
was
We can
better.
win, we can win.
And through
One
this,
kill's
the
good.
negativity
Oh,
traditional
2 kills,
gaming
2
media
kills.
neglected
2 kills is a
was,
win though.
in a way,
Yep, it's okay. Oh, you missed me, you missed me.
Our fucking piece of dog shit. This game is diarrhea coming out of my dick. To me, the Silent Hill series is over. And if Silent
2
Hill
kills
5
is
comes
enough.
out, I will
Yeah.
feel over
Hey, our
to kill my
TPS
spine
got
back
2
and
kills,
beat my
guys.
own
We can win the
ass.
game. If they can get 2 kills, it's over for the other team.
Betrayal!
I mean, it's true.
Betrayed me!
Our TPS is so bad. I'm like, man, we got 2 kills,
It
we
was soon
win.
obvious that
Because
there
the last
was an
5 they
audience
didn't.
for people willing
They
to
got
attack the
20 that
industry
didn't matter.
or
These guys
popular
got 2
games
kills
and
that matter.
series, because this was something traditional gaming media had long shied away from, and some content creators in particular
win this one.
were pretty good at this. But, as is so often the case, time marched on and fashions changed, and being angry on the internet went from cool to uncool. And yet, negativity didn't go anywhere. It was the style that changed more than the subject matter, and as the gaming content ecosystem grew, so too did the targets and the rhetoric.
Stunned. Oh.
Because negativity sells. Say what you like about YouTubers, but they do love to give their audience what they want, and often people want blood, and no target is easier to make bleed than a bad game. Unlike, say, criticizing a person, bad games don't ever respond to you, meaning you can say whatever you like. Bad games also don't tend to have fan bases who care about them, making criticizing them uncontroversial. Writing a negative script is also often more enjoyable than a positive one, and I certainly think criticizing is easier than praising. And hell, you can even use bad games to support whatever political beliefs you want to push. Maybe all of life's problems can be blamed on bad games if you try hard enough. I mean, I don't know why the stock market fell in 2022, but that was the year the new
Look at this kid to get 0 kills. His entire all. Fucking bad.
Bad games are punching bags, and perhaps more importantly...
Oh my god, and we lost too because of it. We lost because of it. Oh no, maybe not. They finally did get 1 kill after 3 ults.
Doesn't really matter, and bugs are amusing.
Nice! Hey, they got 4 kills, guys. We might win. These DPS actually got 2 kills each. That actually mattered. Look at that. Hey, right on. DPS that actually got 5 kills that mattered. Fuck yes. Complete garbage DPS for last, I don't know, 500 games. It's good to see somebody actually got kills that mattered.
Game coverage is normal, sometimes necessary, and usually harmless. But can we at least agree that there is a lot of exaggeration involved? I mean, Starfield might not be the game of the year, and plenty of people were likely disappointed, but does anyone really think it's this bad? Starfield is outdated and overrated. Starfield has no soul. Bethesda has terrible writing. Starfield has the worst story ever. Starfield is an overrated piece of shit. Starfield is a total disaster. Starfield is the worst RPG to ever exist. Starfield is
I didn't go out, why did you?
Starfield is creatively bankrupt, and so on and so on. I do wonder if even the people saying these things deep down truly believe them. I really can't tell anymore. I thought Starfield was alright. You know, a 7 out of 10 kind of game, pretty much what's to be expected from Bethesda, although better than their last game. Still, at least it took several creative risks and was impressive in its
yeah.
ambition,
Good job.
even if that didn't turn out that well. And
Took
it's
you a
nice
while.
to see a new IP from such a big studio, because that's a thing that's becoming increasingly rare these days. Mostly though, Starfield seemed like a game that's not worth caring that much about. There's no aggressive monetization, no scandals around mistreatment of workers, it's not that buggy or unfinished compared to the low bar of its genre. There's nothing interesting politically about it. It's not from a developer who is just milking their profitable franchises.
You couldn't
to
kill
death,
her, huh?
or just pumping out
Jesus.
games as quickly as possible to maximize profit, or chasing the latest bandwagon, or targeting an entirely new audience. It's just a game. It's alright. But it feels a bit like we exist in a world where nothing is allowed to be just okay anymore. Everything's either a masterpiece or a total disaster.
What?
There's no in between. Which actually lines up well with most user reviews for games, where the two most common scores
Yeah,
are
no,
10
at that point,
and
that guy
0.
did not land a hit on me. But Overwatch and Blizzard can lie to you guys. That guy did not land a hit on me, guys. Don't believe the hype. That guy did not land a single hit on me, and we lost the match over, guys. Blizzard had to make sure that I lost.
Something in one direction or the other.
Blizzard had to make sure I lost, you know?
And YouTube video essays on why not terrible game is actually terrible don't seem designed to be that accurate either.
Blizzard had to make sure I lose, so they let him shoot through 4 guys and the point to kill me. You saw it firsthand. That guy did not land a hit, not on me. No.
Sometimes that's
No point did his bullets hit me.
I'm not saying any of this content is bad. It makes sense why YouTube is the way it is.
Okay, full kill, 1 hit, nice. If I were to shoot him, it would take 36 times. But this guy gets to kill me in 1 accident. Yeah, no. Oh yeah, sure, okay. That's not what happened on my screen, but okay.
Aren't quite as bad as we're led to believe.
Oh.
The Lord of the Rings, Gollum, is not a good game. But is it the worst game of all time, as it has sometimes been called? Well, the thing about games on this level of badness is that they get a lot of attention, and yet very few people actually play them, and so instead of people forming opinions from their own experiences, everyone instead just relies on reviewers, who do have an incentive to exaggerate. I mean, there's a reason so many people choose to use their limited time to play and cover games like this, instead of others they know are better. It's because badness can be mined for content, and the worse the game is, the better that content tends to be, and the better it tends to perform. So that's why I decided to complete The Lord of the Rings Gollum for myself, to see just how bad a 34 out of 100 on Metacritic game really is, and just how accurate these reviews are. And guess what? It was pretty bad. But was it 34 out of 100 bad? Well, yeah, maybe, at least when you consider that the version I played had been patched and so is meant to be less buggy and more stable than it was at launch, and considering how buggy and unstable it still is, I could see a 3.5 being a pretty reasonable score. Of course, determining the difference between a 34 out of 100 game and, say, a 44 out of 100 game would be pretty difficult in the first place, and Metacritic is far from perfect to begin with scores generally being overly inflated, which squishes most games together in the 70s and 80s region, and makes a disparity between extremes more misleading.
They always have a name like Primeval or Giant Angry Anus Douchebag. They always have some name in their title, like Primary Evil or something like that, when they're born losers. You can tell.
You can't get more objectively bad than regular frame drops. Still, there are plenty of other problems. The presentation is inconsistent, and even at best at times can look rather dated, with awkward character and facial animations, and pretty awful lighting effects. Some things also go beyond being bad to being just unfinished, like the death animations, which you will see a lot of, and yet sometimes don't even seem to be included. with the game instead just quietly bringing up the game over screen as if even it's embarrassed about what's happening. Meanwhile, the gameplay is arguably even worse. The biggest inspiration...
Kill her! She's got 1 health! Kill them all!
Which is a strange
Kill them all!
series to try to emulate for a game about Gollum, who doesn't exactly seem like a good fit for being gaming.
Oh my god, she wants me.
Drake. Outside of
God, you guys
platforming,
suck.
there is
If
very
any of you guys
basic
were doing
stealth,
anything at all,
the
I wouldn't have
range
to
of
1v1
variously
every
built
single one of
set
these
pieces,
fucking fights.
Mixed quality
I'm
puzzles
serious, I've
which
1v1
occasionally
every
are
fight I've
bad,
got in
but are
today.
mostly just
You guys
straightforward,
suck. It's your
and
fault
a
you
lot,
suck and you
and
sit
I
back.
do mean a lot, of filler
It's a
fetch
quick
quest
play
like
game.
objectives
The
that
fuck
just
do you
seem to
care about
exist
sitting
at the
back
runtime,
for?
which is
You're
quite
always
long,
sitting
by
back
the way.
there.
Of course, that isn't really a good thing when the game isn't enjoyable, but it does show a certain level of intent to try and make a good game. And Gollum does have intent, more so than many other bad games it might be compared to, which I think is what makes the entire situation so interesting to people. Gollum isn't an out-and-out terrible game. Instead, it's an average game trapped inside an ugly little deformed goblin body. Presentation is bad, but it does show promise, with some environments looking quite striking and showing off a strong artistic flair, particularly the elven sections in the game's second half. The voice acting is also mostly good, including Gollum himself, who is not an easy character to portray,
I can't move.
although this is rather brought down by the animations and character models that support it. The soundtrack, on the other hand, is legitimately good, and could comfortably support a much better game.
I like this song.
Meanwhile, gameplay is bad, but in a bland and inoffensive way, and it does at least try to create a varied experience, even if this ultimately just makes it a game that is bad at multiple different things, rather than just one. And then there is the story, which has several interesting ideas. Take the game's morality
Kill them all!
system, a spin on the classic
No, you didn't kill any of
binary
them.
that seemed so popular at the end of the 2000s, except here the choice is between the character's more evil Gollum and more innocent Smeagol personas, where the player not only makes their own
I'm top
choice,
kills.
but also has to persuade the other personality, which you sometimes fail at. And losing an argument to the voice in your head and then having to watch this character do the exact opposite of what you want him to do really makes you feel like Gollum. The way the story is framed as Gollum recounting his capture and escape from Mordor to a grumpy Gandalf is also a nice touch. And as for the story itself, it isn't terrible, not really anyway, and certainly not considering the quality of the rest of the experience. The day-to-day events which make up so much of the game are not exactly exciting, and while casting Gollum as a mistreated prisoner is a good way to create sympathy for this potentially unsympathetic protagonist, the prison sections still feel like they lack the punch needed to really sell the dire situation these characters are in. Where I think the game does succeed somewhat, however, is in Gollum's relationships with the game's supporting characters. Gollum's flawed and withered morality makes him interesting in his own right, but throughout this game he also helps and works with a range of different people, and yet there's always a tension in these relationships. These aren't Gollum's friends, and you never know who you can trust or when and where everything is going to go wrong, creating an enjoyable unpredictability. The best of these characters by far is Mel, a blind elven outcast who needs Gollum's help just as Gollum needs her, and you never know whether her kindness is genuine, or whether Gollum is capable of sincerely returning such an emotion, and yet it's hard not to start rooting for the two of them anyway. And as for the ending of this game, well, the ending might be genuinely good, and I mean that. Now, I am about to spoil the finale of Gollum game, so if you don't want to know
Don't
how
spoil the
this
finale of
concludes,
Gollum!
you'd best
No!
stop watching or skip
Don't
ahead
spoil
and
Gollum
go
for
play it
me!
yourself.
No, I want to play it so
only
bad!
$50 on Steam. What a steal of your money. Anyway, during Gollum's time in Mordor, he hatches and befriends a small bird that he names Little One. Gollum uses Little One as a tool, firstly to do the bidding of his master, the Candleman, and then as a way to finally escape Mordor. After this, Gollum then gets captured again and ends up a prisoner of the Elves of Mirkwood, where life is better, even though he still wants to be free to pursue his precious. In time, however, an orc army somehow finds the hidden elven kingdom, and as the orcs attack, Gollum is once more reunited with Little One, suggesting that Gollum's bird might be the one responsible for leading the orcs here, because this is a bird of Mordor, and as the movies and game both show, birds are used as Sauron's spies. The final set piece has Gollum confronting the Candleman, but just before he can finally kill the one who has used him so much, Gollum's position is given away once more by Little One.
He seems to really like Adam's song. He keeps playing it on the fucking piano.
And so, Gollum is betrayed again, not only by all the people in his miserable life.
Why do I
but
care
even
about
by
this? I don't. Why do you keep talking about it? I don't care about that. I don't care about that.
Taken even further by random people on the internet.
Yeah, like what? I don't care
fully
about that.
playable. But it also had a lot of genuinely ambitious and innovative ideas, and its original critical reception wasn't even that negative, with it still receiving multiple positive reviews. And finally, there are many bad Atari 2600 games, some of which are obviously worse than E.T. But E.T. being the worst game of all time was a good story. One game so bad it crashed the entire industry and
you lost me here, I'm sorry.
TikTok is the largest short-form video platform in the world, with much of its main audience
Is it
being
really
children.
now?
Given that, it should be no surprise that
I
it's
would've
also
thought
a
that was
cesspool of some of
YouTube.
the most morally bankrupt people on Earth, becoming a breeding ground for the kind of people who have a keen interest in kids. More often than not, these people slip through the cracks without being noticed, but there are at least a few who end up gaining notoriety. Enter Jupiter the Hybrid, a striking individual in more ways than one. Jupiter has attained the unfavorable title of being one of the most prolific gooners on the entire platform, presenting himself as a hybrid between a wolf and a vampire, or maybe a wolf-vampire-demon-dragon. He's been caught doing everything from soliciting minors to sharing his fantasies of violently ending people, but there's a lot more to his story than meets the eye. Nowadays, Jupiter is most well known for his brief yet memorable presence on TikTok, but what most people are not aware of is that the story of his online presence actually starts all the way back in 2017, with the creation of his YouTube channel called Jupiter Paranormal. He wouldn't post anything to this channel until much later, and unfortunately the first upload has been lost to history. The first ever video actually available on the channel was released in February of 2022, setting the tone for just the kind of person that Jupiter is. This video was actually just the first of 5 videos that he would release on February 5th, where he goes over different paranormal events that he claimed happened to him. In the first one, he points the camera at the corner of his room, where he ceaselessly tries to convince the viewer that there's a dark figure standing there menacingly.
Y'all see that, right? The camera has a hard time focusing. There's something in the darkness over there, or some sort of, like when I do it to this angle, right about here. The camera itself has a hard time zooming in.
Nope. Completely full of shit.
The other 4 were just about the same degree of strange, and while they could be argued to be disturbing, it's not quite in the way he was probably thinking. In the second video he posted, he thinks he's been touched by a ghost while watching ghost videos, and spends the entire video freaking out about it. In the third, he asks viewers to spot any
I've been touched by ghosts. I've been touched by ghosts while watching ghost videos.
And even going as far
Do
as
I
to
count?
beg the ghost
Am I
There's a spirit in my
included
home.
in
I would
this?
ask you
I've
to
been touched by
leave.
ghosts while I was watching
kindly
ghost
asking you
videos.
to leave. I do not want you in my home.
The fourth video, supposedly a sequel to the last one, has our brave hero freaking out because the skin on his forearm started to itch, which in his mind proves that a paranormal presence is there. Amusing as these are in their own way, they're not to be entirely discounted as the ramblings of a madman, as they do contain one valuable piece of information, and that's about the death of his mom. The fifth video in this anthology would in fact be entirely dedicated to her, as he records a rocking chair, insisting that when he calls out to her, the rocking chair starts to move.
Watch carefully. Mama, if you are here with
what's
me,
this now? Oh
in this
God,
house,
don't kill me.
Leave the rocking chair, please. Make the rocking chair.
I'm gonna take this
saw that,
hit.
right?
Oh.
Luckily for us, this wouldn't be the last time he would share his personal life. And after one more schizo post, he
everybody
uploaded a
died
quaint
with me.
video titled My Story. That, as well as another 2 videos titled My Backstory and My Life Story, gives us the entire story of his childhood, or at least the most basic beats. Jupiter, real name Corbin Pinnell, was born in Kuna, Idaho, to a pair of drug addicts. He was whisked away
Our
by Child
Hanzo killed
Protective
all of
Services
them.
when he was a year and a half old, being promptly placed in a foster home where he had 10 siblings. From his own testimonies, Corbin clearly had a very difficult childhood.
What?
He describes his family
Get at me?
as
Get what?
decidedly
Okay.
middle
What?
class, suffering from both autism and ADHD. He
No.
was bullied throughout his childhood by both his classmates
Kill
and his
her,
own siblings.
kill her.
He describes how he's always felt difference until people told him he had great potential, only for him to eventually betray that by not amounting to much of anything. As you've probably figured out by now, Jupiter has a deep interest in the paranormal ever since he was a child. According to him, this interest started all the way back when he was 8 years old. He recalled this old high school building, which was allegedly haunted by an evil entity. One day, during PE, he went up to the doorway of his high school to pick up a ball that had been kicked to it, only for him to be dragged inside by the ghost. And when he picked himself up and saw it, he passed out, waking up hours later in the school's infirmary. It's hard to say how much of this is actually true, and in fact, by the time we get further into this video, one will have to wonder if his fascination with the paranormal is a response to much deeper issues. To be clear, I don't believe in the paranormal, and I believe this story is completely fake, but it's hard to tell if he even believes it's true. He is claimed to have been abused by his brother, who went as far as to turn him into a puppet. I'm not entirely sure what that means, but this allegedly continued until one of his sisters found out, at which point that brother was sent away, only to come back and re-offend, at which point he was sent away permanently. It's not quite clear how long this abuse lasted, although given the fact he had not seen his brother for 10 years in the video, we can assume he would have been around 14 when it finally stopped. But he was still clearly deeply affected by this, and he reveals that the trauma he suffered
Oh my god, it's so annoying and dumb.
claiming they would no longer let him around young nieces and
I
nephews.
can't do anything.
He doesn't actually share why his family was unwilling to let him be around kids, but as we'll find out, it may have been for the best. Things would not get much better, as in the same year he was forced to move out into a group home, with his mom threatening that he would end up just like his brother, who had been arrested, if he were to refuse. After moving into the group house, he alleges that he continued to be abused by staff.
I robbed this spy, man.
In particular, he recalls that
yes, I
incident in which
did.
he was tied to a chair by his
yes, I
roommate and
did.
forced to watch
I robbed
Little
this
Pony
spy,
with him.
man.
At the
I'm
same time,
sorry.
he was also attending high school,
I'm
where he
so
claims to have
sorry.
been a bit of a
They're probably
problem
so
child,
pissed. They're
often
like,
getting into
what?
fights with anyone who looked at him funny. He quit high school at the age of 18 right before graduating, apparently due to trouble at home, although he doesn't clarify what. He expresses some regret over this, saying he might have had a shot at a normal life if he'd just graduated. When he became an adult, he moved into a residential rehabilitation facility, where he spent about 6 to 7 years of his life, only to eventually be moved out, allegedly due to his own laziness. In pretty much every video where he describes living in the rehab facility, he always makes sure to include that he lived happy and carefree, which arguably makes sense considering that people in these facilities are not actually expected to do much of any work, except for whatever tasks their handlers give them.
No, come on! No one else got stunned for 10 seconds on all the other 11 people. Why me? Oh, come on. Nobody else got stunned like that. Why me?
Is there's no real way to confirm if he's lying or not, especially because later testimonies made by other people go on to contradict these claims. Regardless, the story he provides gives a rather convenient explanation for the things he would go on to do later in life. For a while, Jupiter would continue releasing YouTube videos at scattered dates, anything from more paranormal encounters to even more videos on his life, the details of which I've already shared with you. These videos got at best a few hundred views, and it's worth emphasizing that this didn't really seem like an attempt by Jupiter to make a career out of it. For now, YouTube was just a way to pass the time. At some point in 2023, Jupiter would go on to make a TikTok account. Not much is actually known about this initial account, since it was either banned, or he may have taken it down himself. There's some confusion on that, which we'll get into. As such, it's difficult to examine what exactly he was doing, but whatever it was, it must have caught at least some people's attention.
Please get on the point, you fucking
to get the
idiots.
attention of other people, it would eventually culminate in him being
Why are you way
approached by a
back
much
there?
larger content creator called Linda
Come on, get on
Binda,
the point,
a small
you
YouTuber and
fucking
TikToker
idiot.
whose channel's main focus is to troll people, at least as far as I can tell. She reached out to him for an interview, and very soon she would get her wish granted. On May 13th, 2023, the Linda Binda channel uploaded the first of many interviews with the eponymous Jupiter, titled Linda Binda Falls in Love with a Vampire Werewolf full forward. It's hard to effectively communicate just how strange the whole interview is. You have this Linda character constantly trying to flirt with Corbin, only for him to obviously bumble through all of Linda's advances while making some truly baffling statements. Something you'll find throughout this video is that when he believes he's in the company of a girl, he seems very eager to divulge his deepest, darkest secrets, or at least say things that anyone else would be too ashamed to say in pretty much any company. From talking about what he sees as his deeply controlling mother, and saying he's actually glad that she in spite of earlier statements, to sharing that he ran a hacker group back in high school. He also goes on to say he's actually not even a human. He's secretly a vampire-wolf hybrid, and he has all kinds of supernatural powers.
Get him tank. Yeah, you're gonna die, but it's alright. You got what it mattered. Yeah.
On chesticles, which then led to him talking about how his sister, Cheyenne, trained him to be a combat specialist. Linda, purposefully misinterpreting what he said, asked if Corbin was doing the aforementioned chesticle sticking to his sister.
So you say that
I can't believe how long I've lived here. It's actually so funny. Oh, he dragging me finally. I can't believe how long I trolled this entire 5 man. It was way too long. You had a dragon to stop it.
Time ago, but he cuts himself off before finishing that sentence.
Why did you build it like that?
Into emphatically denying having ever done something even close to that. Well, this isn't much to go off of by itself. It is interesting to note that in the same interview, Corbin says that his little sister had convinced his ex-girlfriend to
stay off him. No, I can't move. 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 I couldn't move. I was trapped.
I dated back in high school. Paige Hoagland. Know what she did after I took her?
What?
Pressed charges on me.
Oh my god, get out there, get out there.
It's not really clear if these charges ever went anywhere, and as far as we've been able to gather, they never did, as he doesn't seem to be present on the registry. Pretty much all of these things would set off red flags in the heads of most people, and indeed, the things he said were so ridiculous that a lot of people in the comments outright couldn't believe Jupiter was a real character, and thought Corbin was simply playing a bit. Indeed, his behavior is not too dissimilar from your run-of-the-mill troll, so I don't blame anyone for thinking that. About a month later, Linda would release another interview. This time, the red flags turned into some of the most horrendous admissions a person could reasonably make. The interview starts off pretty simple, as the first topic of discussion is whether or not he'd been recently arrested, which he wholeheartedly denies. He also rants about some guy named Chris, who he claims has been trying to mar his name and to get him into trouble with the police. Then, a bit less than 2 minutes into the interview, Linda tells Jupiter that someone in their chat had asked him if he's a...
Oh!
Someone's commented and said that they think that you're...
Why did you die in that corner?
Oh, piss off, haters.
Piece of
shit. By the way, I only dated minors as... it was only for show.
By the way, I only dated minors for show. It was only for show. Yeah, it was only for show.
Oh, no. You see, the child, it was just a goof. It was just for laughs, you know?
This is a clear example of Jupiter's tendency to divulge his deepest, darkest secrets to a girl he likes. It should go without saying that you don't just make an admission like this and expect to get away with it, but perhaps we should be grateful that he did. After breaking character to tell the audience that Linda doesn't approve of anything Corbin is saying,
I got dragons,
she
they didn't
asks him
stand
to
up
clarify
point.
what he meant by dating them for show. He goes on to explain he did it as a power move. At the same time, he acknowledges some of the backlash he got because of it, blaming this mysterious Chris figure again. He threatens that if anyone calls him a pedophile, he's going to lose his mind. But that's not all. If you thought the last interview had taken a weird turn, then you're really not ready for what's revealed in this one. The topic of this odd mixture of being a vampire and werewolf comes up again, as he's asked about whether or not he drinks blood. He goes on to explain that he does in fact drink blood, but not that of humans, instead opting to drink the blood of animals, and more commonly, his homunculus named Shara Tora.
They want to meet some of your friends.
This was one of the inanimate objects I brought to life. Her name's Shira Tora, although people call her Twilight. Her name I gave her was...
Okay, so let's go and look a little bit closer at the crazy. We're going to go back a little bit here.
Again. He threatens that if anyone calls him a pedophile, he's going to lose his mind. But that's not all. If you thought the last interview had taken a weird turn, then you're really not ready for what's revealed in this one. The topic of this odd mixture of being a vampire and werewolf comes up again, as he's asked about whether or not he drinks blood. He goes on to explain that he does in fact drink blood, but not that of humans, instead opting to drink the blood of animals, and more commonly, his homunculus named
Something you'll never hear on this channel, okay, is me ever threatening to drink anybody's blood. I want you guys to be very clear about that. I will never threaten to drink anybody's blood.
Shara Tora.
They want to meet some of your friends.
This was one of the inanimate objects I brought to life. Her name's Shira Tora, although people call her Twilight. Her name I gave her was Shira Tora, which is translated to shooting star.
If you're wondering what that means, Jupiter
the
gives us...
boobies are strong with this one. Oh...
is his own explanation for this phenomenon. In his own words, a homunculus is an inanimate object brought to life via a blood ritual. Luckily, he doesn't go into detail about what that is. He explains that when he needs a fix of blood, all he needs to do is bite his homunculus, which gives him all the nourishment he needs. He goes on to explain that he and this particular homunculus have actually had 4 children. Once again, being the amazingly helpful guy that he is, he explains the process of how that can occur, which Linda shortens by saying that he uses his claw to implant this homunculus with his DNA, which will then give birth to his children.
Those are most of the kids we've had together.
Okay. Is that what our kids are gonna look like?
No. I mean, they'll be mostly human, so...
Mostly?
Yeah, they'll be human looking. It depends on your... It depends on...
This guy is so epic. Some of the 150 IQ members of my audience may have already noticed that these are My Little Pony plushies. Yes, we can confirm that Jupiter is actually a brony. The rest of the interview is about as much of a train wreck as the previous parts were. Linda, still trying to be the flirtatious girlfriend character, makes cool remarks and asks suggestive questions all throughout the interview, which prompts Jupiter to say more and more outlandish things. For the most part, he simply answers viewers' questions like why there's a big brown spot on his bed, if he's ever eaten anyone, etc. Throughout, he makes a few more off-kilter comments, such as when he apparently tried to transfer his soul into another person to save them, only to fail in the end. Eventually, it concludes with Jupiter asking for Linda's hand in marriage, which Linda accepts. Overall, this interview made a lot more waves than the last one. Though it only has half the views of the previous, it ended up making a lot more waves, largely due to the startling admission that Jupiter made on air, albeit the impact was not immediately apparent. On YouTube, the issue would stay relatively unknown, with the only channel responding to the video at the time being a small YouTuber by the name of Siwa Moon, who would release a reaction-style video where she posited that Jupiter might actually be a danger to society. Because of how contained to TikTok this entire thing was, his YouTube was seemingly entirely unaffected. There may have been a couple hundred people who migrated to the channel due to Jupiter's TikTok presence, but considering we're really just talking about a couple of people here, it seems almost irrelevant. But as it turns out, these couple of people were all Jupiter needed to engage in a new hobby of his, one that would remain shockingly underreported throughout his tenure as TikTok's premier punching bag. On the 12th of June, the same day as the second Linda Binda interview is uploaded to YouTube, Jupiter began streaming to his YouTube channel. His first foray into the streaming world has 82 views, of which at least 5 are me. This stream is very emblematic of what pretty much all of his other succeeding streams would be, rambling about pretty much the same exact thing over and over again, while occasionally talking to some of his friends on Discord about whatever, broken up by long periods of silence. For this first stream, the thing he chose to endlessly repeat was the fact that he apparently was leaving TikTok for good, and how it's all the fault of the toxic people on the platform that he was leaving. Jupiter went on to stream 2 more times on June 12th. Notably, he had the live chat feature enabled, which would be the standard for most of these streams, as he would use it to talk to a handful of fans he actually had, although frankly, one has to wonder how many of them were actual fans and how many were just trolls. In particular, he would have a whole one person talking to him actually in the live chat.
Oh, hello.
I quit. I'm not going back to TikTok. I'm sorry, buddy. I got called a coach so many times, and I'm sick of people trying to hurt me, so...
The last stream of the day, however, is fire. In it, he claims to have deleted his TikTok live on air, and while that may have had some relevance at that point in time, the real reason why this stream is interesting is the one person who would be talking to Jupiter throughout the stream. Meet Vivian Blair. While you probably wouldn't think much of this random YouTube account, this one person will go on to become a surprisingly key figure in the saga. For now, though, she presents herself as a genuine fan of Jupiter, for reasons that are frankly beyond me and presumably most people. Throughout the stream, she seems focused on trying to get Jupiter's Snapchat, which she eventually gives her. Regardless, while Jupiter may have deleted one TikTok account, this didn't really stop the backlash on the platform, as he continued to garner negative attention, whether he was on the platform or not. Whether due to the backlash or just because he wanted to come back to TikTok, at some point he made a new account, and he would upload his first video to it on the 16th of June, which he would announce on a YouTube live stream. Strangely, he claims that some other TikTok account has been banned, as opposed to him deleting it, suggesting he may have had yet another account. It's also of note that Jupiter claims here that his YouTube channel is actively being monitored by the police, which is how he justifies not talking about any of the allegations made against him, claiming he could get arrested or if he talked about them.
Right now, my YouTube and everything is being monitored by the police, so I can't say much because I am under surveillance.
The stream would also feature 2 new characters to add to the roster, Andy and Unknown Error. There isn't much to say about the latter, although the former does appear to be a rather interesting character herself. From what she shares of herself in the live chat, she's 20, heavily medicated, and a witch. Birds of a feather really do stick together. The stream itself was not unlike the rest of the streams Jupiter had posted so far, as he spends most of his time rambling incessantly about irrelevant things while talking to chatters, whom he seems pretty friendly with. In particular, he actually gives Vivian and Andy the mod role, for a completely unknown reason, considering they're the only ones talking in the chat in the first place and there's nobody else to moderate. The last thing I'd like you to keep in mind here is a rather tame clip in which Jupiter tells his viewers that he's proposed to a girl named Abby. For now, we were kept in the dark about who this person is.
Didn't you guys see that one video where I said I proposed to Abby? Didn't any of you see that video? I couldn't keep lying to Linda anymore, and I'll let her know eventually. But yes, I proposed to Abby.
Let's refocus on this new TikTok of his, and the video he uploaded on it. The first video, as well as a multitude of videos following it, is interesting in that pretty much all of them are meant to simply defend his character.